Hi, this is Doug Bradley, Pinhead from the Hellraiser movies, and you are listening to Without Your Head. And you'd better keep listening to Without Your Head, or you will not only be without your head, you will be without your soul, because I will tear it apart.
Welcome to the station of decapitation without your head. I'm Nasty Neal, and I'm joined tonight by a controversial guest, I guess you could say, Russ McKamey of McKamey Manor. It's awesome to have you here.
Hey, friend or foe? I got to tell you, the foes are a lot more fun. So I hope we get a few of those ones calling on in. That's the good stuff.
Yeah. I actually just missed one when we were going live. Someone was trying to call in. So if you're listening, you can call in. The number's 508-413-3144, and we'll take whoever calls in. We don't screen the calls or anything. So we'll see how it goes.
Excellent.
Yeah. So for I'm pretty sure everyone listening knows what McKamey Manor is, but for people who aren't aware, could you explain to them what it is?
Yeah, McKamey Manor is this little adventure that is, kind of fun, kind of challenging. It's a live-your-own horror movie type of scenario, and it's where I actually offer you $20,000 if you can complete the tour, and that's real money.
And no one's cut that yet.
Oh, surely you jest. Of course not. No. But we're looking for that right contestant, the one that can pull it together and last longer than a couple of seconds. Because I tell you, out here at the new haunt, which is really unique and big and epic in scale, it's been chewing people up left and right. But it's also, I'd say, the easier of the haunts. I've had lots of different versions, and this version is the easiest on the physical side of the point, but on the mental side of the house, this is definitely the most complicated, and that kind of seems to be the thing that chews people up. So, yeah, if you got somebody out there listening, get a hold of me, and we'll get you on in.
Sure. Well, we have a caller here right now. They might be willing to do that. Who is this?
Hello?
Hello, yeah, who are you?
Hello?
Where are you calling from?
Hi, yeah, my name is Brandon Vance. I'm from Dallas, Texas.
Very cool. Now, are you calling in?
Brandon Vance. That name sounds really familiar.
Yes, I want to take the tour, Russ, again for the third time.
Oh, are you sure? You should tell people what happened the other two times.
Well, I did better than I thought I would, so I'm giving myself props, whether or not you want to give me props for it.
Well, yeah, you last a couple of minutes. So we get some interesting characters like Brandon, who actually are return contestants, and they just kind of can't get enough of this place, which I think personally one time's enough, but these guys are some adrenaline junkie type individuals, and they like to push themselves to the limit, and that's why they come back for another run. So yeah, we can hook you up there, Brandon.
Well,
I hope so.
Brandon, why didn't you make it through the last time, and what makes you want to do it another time?
Well, because it's a once in a lifetime experience. I mean, I say that, and being that I'm going for a third time, but I want to get what I didn't get the first two times, and I want Russ to really kind of mess with my head. That's really what I want. Like, the first two times that got me with some physical things, and he exposed a fear of mine that I didn't realize that I had, and that fear being water. Russ, am I saying too much by saying that?
No, you're right on the money. I mean, everybody knows that McKamey Manor is definitely a water ride, but let's tell people what your fears were. Tell them your three main fears.
Well, my first fear was pandas. My second fear was dirty socks. Oh. And my third fear, I can't remember what I told you what my third fear was, but my true third fear is spiders, which I didn't tell Russ, but I think he kind of figured it out.
Right. But it was funny because pandas, so we had the beautiful Miss Holly over here. Say hello, Holly. Hi, just hello, everybody.
Hey there, hi there, ho there.
That's
Hey
Holly,
there,
that's
Holly.
my better half. Hey now. And so Holly gave Brandon a panda makeup job, so he looked like a big panda. And then we had this very famous sock, because I offer the contestants a variety of ways to gag themselves, because actually the manor is a silent haunt. If you scream or yell, it's game over. So I give you the choice of gags, and he actually he didn't have a choice. We gave him the dirty sock gag, but this dirty sock has been around for like 15 years. It's never been washed. It's quite famous. It's in all of the movies. So, so one of his fears is dirty socks, and we hooked him right up.
Well, that sock is terrible. It smelled worse than anything you've ever smelled, and it's got years and years of spit, vomit, any nasty thing you can think of is soaked into the cells of that sock. It is awful.
Now, before you go on,
it looks good on camera.
So before you go on tour, you do tell Russ some of your things that you're afraid of.
Well, yes. I mean, part of the introduction video, you have to name your fears and why you go into and why you want to come to McKamey Manor. And then before and during the contract signing, there's a lot of banter back and forth, and your fears are discussed again. And, of course, Russ uses all that against you. So the next time I go through, I really want Russ to mess with my head, because I think that would be a very fun challenge.
Now, I don't know if you can answer this. Yeah, I just wonder why is it that you want that? I don't know if that's something you can answer. Why do you know why you want someone to mess with your head, and why this is an experience that you want?
Well, that's one of those questions that's still hard for me to answer. Like, goes back to, why do you want to go to the manor to begin with? I mean, why does anybody want to go to the manor? Everybody's seen his YouTube videos. Everybody's been on his Facebook page and seen his lives. I mean, it's obviously not something that the everyday person wants to go through. But I like to akin it to, back in my service days, the adrenaline rush. That you never get a more of an adrenaline rush than right before you go outside the wire and you're saying your prayer and whatnot. And the closest thing I've been able to find that meets that adrenaline rush is the 5 minutes right before you meet Russ McKamey for the first time, and then as you're signing the contract. So for me, it's more therapeutic than anything.
Well, there you go. I like that.
Yeah, I think that was a great answer. Thanks, Brandon. And do you feel like you're a better person, like a stronger person coming out of it?
I think I have a better understanding of what my fears are. Like I told Russ, one of my fears that I didn't realize I had was water. And so Russ showed me pretty quick that I'm scared to death of water. And keep in mind, I'm a college swimmer. I'm a certified lifeguard, this, that, and the other. I never thought water would scare me. But 5 minutes with Russ McKamey, and all of a sudden, water is akin to Jason and Freddy and every scary thing you've ever seen. So yeah, it's an eye-opening experience into something that you didn't realize that you were scared of.
Yeah.
So I thank Russ for that, actually.
Oh, good. And the idea, hopefully, is that the manor will be, it sounds kind of crazy, but kind of a life-changing event for a lot of people, either negative or positive, and we hope it's positive. But, going through the manor really does give you a different perspective on things, I think. And at least that's what I hear from past contestants. So What do I know?
It might be a weird analogy, Russ, but when I was watching the videos, I kind of made me think of Hellraiser, where the Cenobites are, they're angels to some and devils to other. And it made me kind of think of kind of that. Also, kind of like I said about kind of the same idea for the Cenobites. They tear some people down, so you almost become something, different. And I don't know if that's something that goes through your mind when you're putting this together or when people go through it.
Well, I definitely try to give everybody a personalized experience. So I try to pride myself on not having, a repeat type of show. We want to there's enough options that I have available that we can really personalize each and every tour. And that's the fun part. That's why, like, Brandon can come back 20 times and he's going to get a different tour every time. So he's never going to do the same old thing. It's going to be something different. We have a contestant coming this weekend. He's we call him Scott, the Pro Haunter. This is his second time, and he is a pro haunter. He has a haunt down in Georgia that he owns, and he was funny as all get out because he came down here the first time a few months ago, and he's like, "Dude, I got this." He's a big wrestler and a big boy. He's like, "I got this. I'm a pro haunter," and he lasted like 3 seconds. Literally, I'm not kidding you. 3 seconds. He had a total meltdown, and it was beautiful. It worked out like I planned. It was like there was some little mind trickery going on there, possible some hypnosis going on, and it was beautiful. And so he's going to be back this Saturday for round number 2, and we're going to cut through all the junk. We're going to cut through all the contract signing, all the namby-pamby fun stuff, and send him right through the tour as soon as he gets there. And I know he's afraid because he knows what's going to happen. I've even told him what's going to happen. I told him exactly, what the first, half hour is going to be like, and I memorize it and be on the money because it's going to be up to him to remember what he's got to do. So it's going to be an interesting tour this Saturday. Then we have a new contestant coming on Sunday. So it's always something crazy going on around here. Sure.
Yeah. Thanks for calling in, Brandon. We'll get some other people on the line.
Of course. Y'all have a good one. Good to talk to you, Russ.
All right, buddy. You take care, man.
Let's see. Well, we lost one of the callers, 518 area code. Call back in if you like. But we have someone else on the line. Who is this and where are you calling from? Hello. It's an unknown number, so I don't know what the area code is. Hello? So anyway, you mentioned hypnosis. They're still on the line, so if you get the courage to speak up, speak up. You mentioned hypnosis. Is that something you have a background in, or is that something you actually... Were you serious when you mentioned hypnosis?
Well, you'd have to kind of come here to kind of judge for yourself, but if you see all of those movies, and if you watch, like, especially there's a new one I made called And Then There Were None, which shows you every single person who has taken the tour in Tennessee. And if you accumulate all their time, you're looking about 8 minutes. So you better believe there's something mental going on that we're doing to individuals, and that makes them quit within a second, or, and literally that's kind of about what it is. People take a couple steps in and they're done. So there's something very interesting going on, and I have a pretty good little background on a lot of fun little things. And I like to keep people guessing. And but for those folks that think that this is all just a bunch of hooey and like all those crazy haters and I'm a bunch of hooey, well, I challenge them to come on down and see how long they last. And I can promise them that I won't lay a hand on them. That this particular tour, Desolation, is not like the other tours. So all those haters out there who I absolutely love, and I got to thank them for being the haters if they are, but those are the ones I want to get down here so they can show us exactly how this is just, nothing to it at all. So I challenge them because, again, we're not going to lay a hand on you. I can run this show totally by myself, and I have. Sometimes it's just me, and those people will still quit within the first couple of seconds. So there's something very tangible and very real happening, and I don't need to bounce people around or yell at them or don't need to do any of that stuff. So that's fascinating. The mental part is the fascinating portion of the manor for sure.
Let's see, we got another caller. Who is this? Got some stuff going on in the background. Hello? Yeah, 678 area code.
Oh, 678 area code?
Yeah, well, that's you. What's going on? What's your name?
Yeah, hey, how are you doing tonight?
Good.
Hey, what's going on?
This is the big boy that's coming up Saturday. Pro Hunter.
Oh,
and I heard Russ saying he ain't gonna last very long this weekend. We know how it goes. He only lasted 3 seconds. Really? Really? Well, he's got it on tape. It's longer than 3 seconds.
Oh.
He might have forgot. I know he's getting old. He's getting old, and he's starting to get forgetful.
I'm going to have to show that
on this Saturday.
Maybe
it is on Saturday.
Holly, come in here. Talk to Pro Hunter.
I got a full here 28 seconds.
You're right. 28 seconds. All right, you got it. I love
don't cut me short now. Don't cut me short. I got my 28 seconds there. But this time, it's the real deal. I'm not eating nothing this time. So we're going to be good and strong. I've been working out. I'm mentally tough.
Yes.
I've been reading some stuff.
Yes.
We're good to go.
Yes,
I can't wait.
I know you've been training and all this fun, wonderful stuff, but it's not going to be the same tour. No, it's going to be completely different. So basically, you're going to get destroyed within like zero. I give you 0 seconds.
Zero. I got to give him something there.
Okay.
0. Is that little Holly Bobali? I'm more scared of Holly than I am of Russ. Russ is a cupcake. I mean, come on now.
Yeah, I'm scared of Holly too. Holly is about 10,000 times stronger than me, so yeah, I got to be a good boy because she'll squeeze the heck out of me, and I'll be like, I'll be just nothing. I'll be a pile of goo. So, but it's going to be an interesting show. So for Scott, for the Pro Hunter, because we talked about you, man, you're one of our favorites. So we're going to knock out all the dumb stuff. There's not going to be a contract. Now, you do got to sign the contract, but you just sit there and sign it in quiet, all by yourself. You don't need to read it. You just sign this initial. You've already gone through all that. So that'll take you like 10 minutes. And then we're going to go ahead and start playing. So I need you to be here on site about 18:30. And, with your clever onesie on, which I don't know what it's going to be. And then I gave you a rundown of all the things that I need you to remember because there will be no talking. As soon as you show up, it's going to be quiet time. So no talking. You're going to do the contract. We're going to get you suited up, and it's going to be pure quiet the entire time. Desolation for you, completely immersive. It's going to be just a silent show. So I won't be talking to you at all. So every time I put you into a particular situation, you're going to have to figure out what you need to do on your own. But I did give you the first 30 minutes of what you'll be doing. So you should be good to go at least. So at least you can go 30 minutes on me, Pro Hunter.
Oh, I'll go 30 minutes. That's not going to be a problem. And I'm going to let you know, I was an only child. I have no brothers. I have no sisters. So being alone is not going to be a problem for me. I've been that way my whole life. I was raised as an only child. Just a mother.
I love it.
So I'm used to being all by my little lonesome. So I can't wait.
Okay. So this is just going to be your little noggin against my little noggin, and we'll see. Heck, I may quit first. You may make me quit.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping for.
It's
I may be saying the same phrase.
I have a pool of apple cider vinegar just waiting for you. I filled it up and all.
Oh, is that how you're going to kill me off with apple cider?
That's like your kryptonite. You're going to be diving for that Charmander in the pool. You're going to have to be playing Diver Dan in that ACV. So you're going to be up to your head in that stuff.
I love it. So that's the one. See, everybody gets 2 items that are off limits. And so for Scott, because in all seriousness, I will always, work the haunt out to what the person needs. And in Scott's case, he does not do well with food. And we learned that last time. So there'll be no food or drink of any kind. And we do want the contestant to last as long as possible. So we'll reevaluate the situation, and Pro Hunter can attest to that. Last time we did that, and And we'll do it again this time. If there's something going on that we see that a contestant is having a hard time with, then we'll reevaluate, we'll change up, because I actually want people to last as long as possible so I can get good footage and get those Kodak moments. But, you know, so I'm counting on you, big boy. Pro Hunter, this is going to be all about you, my man.
Hey, I'm not driving 4 hours for a Blink tour. I know you listed my tour as the Blink tour. Don't anybody blink or they're going to miss it. But
the Don't Blink tour. That's right, because I'm just basing it upon last time. Yeah, always says you have some amnesia that you forgot what happened. But this will be good, though. Scott's one of our favorites and a fan favorite, so it's going to be. And again, you know, this is what's so fun about the tour is that we get these repeat customers, and the Pro Hunter could come back just like Brandon, you know, 30 more times. It's going to be a different show every time, and that's the beauty of the Manor. So I'm rooting for you, Pro Hunter. I am rooting for you.
That sounds good. We'll see you soon. I'm going to get back to my dinner here, and got to carry on with the show. And I'll try to live feed here maybe tomorrow night or something.
Mm-hmm. All right, pal. It sounds good. I got to get a phone, but I'll have them by tomorrow.
Yeah. All right.
All right, buddy. You take care of yourself, and don't chicken out. Make sure you're here.
Yeah, you don't chicken out.
I know you're the pro. You're the Pro Hunter. I know.
Thanks for calling in.
I love it.
Yep.
I love it. Love it. That's funny. All right, take care.
When you mentioned, mental versus physical, which do you think is worse? Is harder for people to handle?
Oh, the mental for sure, absolutely. Because this is such an easy physical tour now that I actually lowered the requirements to come in. So it used to be 21 or above, and now it's 18 to 20. 18 to 20 can come in, but they got to have parental consent. But yes, I'm allowing 18-year-olds now. That's because the physicality portion with the new tour with Desolation, and Desolation stands for abandonment, being alone. You know, that's what Desolation is, and that's what this tour is. This tour is going to be you fighting your own mental fears, and we're good at what we do here. So we're going to bring that out in you. And again, people think, oh, come on, that's just ridiculous. How easy is that? Or they think, you can't hypnotize me. What? Oh, that's crazy. That you don't really do that. People think, oh, we're told that's not really real. Well, I want you to think that. I hope you do believe that. And then you come here and you tell me if it's real or not. And there's got to be a reason why not one single person has gone beyond a couple of moments inside the Resurrection tour, which is what it was when we first got here. You know, they did okay inside the Chamber and older tour in San Diego. They did fine. You know, they lasted up to 6 hours at the old Manor tour. But, you know, there's different variations of what we do. But I can promise you with Resurrection and the new one, Desolation, it's not your normal cup of tea. So, again, easier in some ways. You don't have to be Superman to get through it. But you better be mentally on your A game, because I will get inside your head. I will make you hallucinate. You will believe what I want you to believe. And that you can take to the bank. In fact, you know, I've got $20,000 that says you will believe what I want you to believe. And I don't know any other attraction, period, in the world that is so confident that to offer you $20,000 when you first start. And that's what I do. I give you 20 grand real money in your little hands before you start that show. And as you fail throughout the show, I'll take away $500 at a pop, and then we'll see what you end up with at the end of the night. But you have to be able to complete the entire tour in order to get anything. And the fascinating thing to me is that you know, or at least you should know, that I'm not going to kill you. You're not going to die. So why should you even ever quit? And, you know, and this is one of the first tours I've offered a safe phrase. So in the contract, it'll be offered several times. Do you want it? Do you want it? Most people go, no, I don't want that safe phrase. I want the hardcore show. Okay, fine. But they regret that very quickly by not having a safe phrase. And everybody, every single person has, spouted those magic words of my name is, and I quit, and all the other things I tell them to say. Even those rough, tough hombres who thought that, this was a joke, they find out quickly it's not. So just be prepared before you come here. And you can watch every Manor movie I ever made, and that will not help you one single bit, because I don't have any footage of the new tours, and I probably won't, not for a while, because we want to keep that thing kind of a bit of a mystery. But, give it your best shot.
How long is the tour? How long is the tour?
10 hours. You've got to go through several zones, several different locations, and a whopping 10 hours is what you need to withstand. And that includes 3 hours of drive time, which, we give you as a freebie, but it's 10 hours of real show time. And, how simple can it? It's so easy. You're just dealing with me, little 5 foot tall bodybuilder Holly, and you got my 18-year-old, high school student. I mean, come on. He's what? You're powerlifter. Yeah, you're a powerlifter now. So, how scary can it be with just 3 of us? You got goofy old Russ here, Holly and Austin. Come on. It's got to be a joke, right? It's got to be just so easy, apparently. So, all you rough tumbles out there, you know who you are. All you adrenaline junkies, you big bad guys out there and gals, you need to come on down and just kick it with Holly, Austin, and me, and see how it goes. So, it does amuse me. It amuses me to think that this team of misfits, can destroy anybody you throw our way, and that's pretty clever, I think.
So how long has someone lasted on the new one, the Desolation tour?
If you add up all of the times, if you add up everybody, if you add all their times up throughout the last year and a half, the time is about 8 minutes. So everybody combined, 8 minutes.
Out of the 10 hours.
So that means that people are quitting with 0 seconds, 3 seconds. The Pro Hunter had 28 seconds. That's what you're looking at. Now, to be fair, Holly actually took a real tour a few weeks ago. They had a documentary crew out here, and they wanted something different. They wanted the actors to go through. So because it was for a film crew, we let them film, we put Holly and Austin through. Now, Austin lasted like 15 minutes, which is not too bad. But with Holly, I did not honor her safe phrase. I did not honor her off-limit items because, I'm looking for those magic Kodak moments. And so it was kind of a mean trick. Holly thought that she's going to be able to say her safe phrase and be done with it, but that wasn't the case. Now, to be clear, with any contestant going through, besides Holly, because she's my significant other and an actor, then I have to legally let them out when they say the safe phrase. But, push comes to shove, with Holly, I did not. And because of that, I kept her in there for a whopping 2 hours before she was just wiped out. So I guess the longest contestant you would say is 2 hours, but that's only because I wouldn't release her when she asked to be released. And so I guess that's not really fair. But all the real contestants have gone through total time about 8 minutes, and that's it. So, that's why I'm hoping this weekend's tours, like every weekend, will end differently. We had a fun one last weekend. We had McCamey come through. She came 4 hours from, I forget where, Illinois or something. And she was the kind of person that I knew just didn't need to be here, that this was going to be more for her mentally than she should be doing. So we just told her a few of the stunts that were going to be coming her way. And she's like, you know what? Forget this noise. I'm out of here. So she didn't even read the contract, and she had enough smarts to say, no, this isn't for me. This is not where I need to be. And that's important. I want people to understand how difficult this really is, and I want the best of the best. So my job is to really try to talk you out of it. If I can talk you out of it before you take one step in, either before the contract or during the contract, then I did my job, because I don't want you getting hurt. I don't want you having, mental issues or physical issues. I want this to be an exciting, fun adventure for you. So my job is to weed what I call the weak ones out, because, you really got to be top of the line to even have a chance at this. And if that's not you, then you're best just going someplace else and, go to your regular standard haunted house, because this is not that. So, safety is paramount, and I need to make sure we get the right contestants going through here. And, I'm sure there's a crazy, list of requirements it takes to get here. We can talk about that later, but you just don't show up. You've got to really want to do this. And so it's a different game altogether.
What do you personally get out of this? When you started this, and when you see people quit and stuff, what kind of feelings do you get out of that?
Well, to be honest, I'm a filmmaker, so I look at all these contestants going through as my actor that day. So what I get out of it is the same that anybody would if you're watching a horror movie and not knowing what to expect that's going to pop up on the screen. And that's my feeling. I don't know what I'm going to see that day. I don't know what kind of magical Kodak moments that these actors, I call them actors, they're contestants, are going to give me. And to me, that is just so joyful to be able to be as close as I am to them. It's like I'm watching a movie. I'm watching this live motion picture, and it's fantastic. And I'm trying to get those magic Kodak moments on film, and I never know what I'm going to see. So that's what I get out of it, is hopefully some really fun moments that I can later put into a movie to entertain all those folks that are either afraid to show up or just, who this isn't the right fit for.
Mm-hmm. So you're going to call here in the line.
Go ahead.
When you call in, just turn down the show in the background. Who is this? Oh, there. We've had a lot of hang-ups here. They're lasting as long on the line here as during the tour, it seems. But there's nothing to be afraid of when you call. Yeah, I don't know. They hung up. There's nothing to be afraid of when you call in.
Okay.
We won't unless your hypnosis
okay.
reaches across the airwaves.
Oh no, it takes me a little bit of time for that. I'm not so good with that I can do it instantaneously. I need a little bit of time to work with somebody on that. So I'm good, but I'm not that good though.
Yeah. When I watched the extinction video, and the girl breaks down, and she it seems like she's hugging you at the end. Do you get that sometimes where people they quit, they can't make it through, they have a breakdown, then when you do stop, and it seems like they look to you like a savior of some sort?
Yeah, it's kind of odd. I mean, that's a good example of mental games, mental control that I was using with Marissa in the extinction video. And, if you watched it, you saw that I made her believe that her water bottle was her baby named Tyler. And I made her, she was hallucinating, seeing dragons and lizards and stone walls. And, and that's all part of what we do. I can say that medication is a big helper of mine. So, but they know they're going to be medicated. And some people think that's unfair to do that, but it's all part of the game. I don't medicate everybody, but if I'm having difficulty with somebody, I'll give them a little special concoction that will aid in my success rate. And that's that's not fair. But, it's nothing that's going to show up on any kind of urinalysis. It's nothing that's going to cause a problem down the road. But there's a lot of tricks I'm going to use in order to get the results. But yeah, extinction was a really good example of a mental game and not anything physical. And that's what I like. Those are my favorite because it's much safer. The older ones, when I had all the rough and tumble actors, those got to be really pretty brutal. And every time a show was over, I was like thanking my lucky stars that nobody got seriously hurt, because even though they signed up for it, and a lot of people who signed up for it, they wanted that type of thing. I mean, it's funny, the audience that I get. I don't think I get the audience so much now, but back in the old day, we get a lot of people coming here to basically want to get roughed up. And that's why I'm for sure to tell them that, look, if that's what you're looking for, you're not going to find it here. So those older shows were much more dangerous, and on a physical level, not on a mental level. They weren't anything there. That's why they lasted a lot longer on the physical shows. But they're a different breed altogether, and I'm much happier with the slower paced mental show, because it's just, it's safer for me to do a show like that by far.
704 area code. Who are you? Where are you calling from?
Josh Owens. I'm calling from right outside Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yeah. Hey, Josh. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, man. How you doing yourself?
Cool. What can I do for you?
Well, I guess you were kind of like commenting on it whenever I called, but I just want to know, like, what do you think is really drawing people to come to the Manor? Like, you see people on both sides of the fence saying things about the Manor, what it is that draws people. And I got into a conversation with a guy earlier about, what it is that brings people there. Like, is it people looking for a thrill? Is it people, like, looking to kind of live out their own horror movie type deal, and then getting there and realizing, like, wow, this is way more than I bargained for? Like, what is it, like, people have told you personally, like, what brings them there and makes them want to do it?
Sure. All right, Josh, that's a great question, man. And you kind of hit it on the money. People want to live their own horror movie because there's so many people nowadays that are so desensitized towards, horror, haunted houses. Nothing scares them. Nothing gets their blood going anymore. Everybody is so, in tune with movies and how they make things, and it's hard to get scared. And so I think they kind of seek me out because they want to get that feeling again that they had maybe when they were younger, before they were so, smart about how everything is happened. It's hard to fool people nowadays. And we're able to actually give folks a scare that they really can't get anyplace else. But yeah, you hit it right on the money, that they get here and they find out, like, really fast that they took off. They bit off more than they could chew. And it's always the same show. You know it, in the sense that they come here, they're confident, they think they got this. Then after they're here a while, they start to realize, and after I explain to them what is going to happen, they're like, no, man, I don't know if I really can do this. And then the sun starts to set, because, Summertown is the town that dreaded sundown. They know that it's all fun and games until the sun goes over those mountains. And then Russ changes into another kind of individual, and then things get real serious real fast, and that reality just smacks them right in the face, and that's when they're like, no, this isn't for me. So it's on a psychological note, it's extremely fascinating to see that change in people, because Holly and I, I kid you not, guys, all you folks listening, it's me, Holly, and one other guy. I don't need 25 actors. I don't need anybody. And we're just fun and friendly, and you've seen it's just a bunch of goofiness and silliness, but it gets real once that sun hits the mountains. And that's what happens. And it's just, on a personal level, to watch that, it's fascinating to me, and it never gets old. But maybe you, Josh, we'd love to get you down here and live your own horror movie and see how well you do. Are you game for that?
Yeah, I think I actually just posted up in the group a couple weeks ago, or maybe a couple days ago, that I was ready to go for maybe scheduling like a summer, something coming up, maybe for my birthday, August 20th week, maybe.
We could hook you up. Holly, can you come here a second? I got a big old giant bug in here. I hate bugs. I hate bugs and snails. You don't know that. And there's lots of those out here. But so Josh, so this is a good time to say that we can get you in anytime, because we run the show basically 7 days a week, so we can do midweek shows, weekend shows, whatever, for a big whopping bag of dog food. Of course, that's the price of admission. Dog food. We never made any money on the show. Clearly, we all know that. I put in about $1 million into the show, so I am the world's worst businessman. Josh, don't follow my businessman lead, because you'll never make any money. But we do this for the love of the fans and for you guys, and get those requirements done. Get that medical letter. The medical letter's the big thing I need, and then get you down here for a show whenever you want to. You let me know. We'll make it happen for you.
That sounds awesome, man. Definitely. I don't know if I get one more question, but
go ahead, pal.
So I know you said, like, when the sun goes down, different Russ comes out. Like, what's it like to be, who you are in general, and then you have to flip that switch to, do the things that happen at the manor and stuff? Like, how hard is it to cut that switch on and off, and does it really ever affect you, like, outside of your work?
That's another really good question. I'm pretty good about switching up, because it's really all me, but there's just different sides to me. But people got to realize it's just entertainment. I'm not probably what anybody thinks I really am in real life. Like I'll tell you right now, I've never been drunk before. I've never been intoxicated. I've never had a cigarette. I've never taken a drug. I've never had a cup of coffee. I don't cuss. I mean, I'm like the most conservative, laid-back kind of guy you can think of, but I know how to turn it on when I need to turn it on, when the sun goes down. And a different side of me does come out, but even that side, he's here to make sure that you're safe, you're going to be okay, you're not going to get hurt. And that's not to say things can't happen. Accidents can happen. And I must tell you, there has been one death here at the manor, and that's pretty well known, that 3 months into the show, during one of our stunts, which is called Oblivion and Spectrum, a lady did have a heart attack and drown. Very unfortunate. We didn't want that to happen. So you do have to be careful, but we'll walk you through every step of the tour. You'll know exactly how to do things. You'll know all the secret ways to get out of things. You'll know. The trick is you just have to remember all the things I'm telling you, because once you start the show, I'm not going to, reiterate that. You're going to have to remember. That's why the contract takes 4 hours to sign. So I have to really make sure you understand what you're getting into and how to get out of each of these predicaments that you're going to be put into. And there are hundreds of them. So the trick is, can I remember when I'm in a panic situation? Can you remember what the code was? What's the combination? Where the keys are at? You're going to have to, it's like a crazy, complex escape room, but very real, with very real consequences if you don't pay attention. And that's the tricky part. So that's why I say I need people with, within their A game, guys who are really, got it going on. I can't have you drifty, and you can't be, hung over or nothing like that. We want you to be the best of the best. And that's why I do a drug screening on the day of the show. You can't be having weed in your thumb, none of that stuff.
Thanks for calling in. We got a couple more people on the line, all right?
All right, no problem.
All right.
Guys.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, pal. We'll see you in June, man.
518 area code. Who are you? Where are you calling from?
Better be God.
Fred from Albany.
All right, Fred from Albany. We have a couple callers. Fred from Albany will take first.
Well, I'll make it fast. I got a couple questions.
Yeah, no problem.
This is for Russ McKamey. How are you supposed to be paying this $20,000 if you're only making $800 a month and you live in a trailer with no furniture?
Oh, I love these guys. These are my personal question kind of guys. Well, because I've set aside, because being in the Navy for 23 years like I did, I was able to make a little bit of a savings account for myself. Not a lot. I live payday by payday, and you're correct. I make $800 a month. That's it.
Okay. My next question.
And I offer that $20,000 for anybody that's going to come through, and that's money that I set aside for the fans, and that's what I'm doing.
All right. Next question. Speaking of drug tests, did you ever make a contestant drink her own urine?
Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. You betcha.
Would you like to talk about Laura? Because I know that's a issue that you sidestep all the time, that you put her in the hospital.
Absolutely. Listen to me, Fred. Pay attention now. I'll talk slow for you. Pay attention. Absolutely. You will drink urine. You'll drink a wide variety of liquids. You're going to have feces involved with this tour if it goes down to that. Everybody's tour is different. So absolutely.
You said you drug test people and you made her drink her own urine because she was high on pot.
Yep, absolutely I did. You got that right, Fred. That's good. You've been paying attention to those hate groups. I like that. So absolutely. And so I gave her a choice. Either she's out of the show or she drinks the dirty urine. And she drank the urine.
Yeah, okay. And the other question I have is, why did you boot Tiffany Bruner out of your group after she just asked a question about her own safety?
Oh, so you are one of those little haters. I love that, Fred. Well, so just because it's inside baseball, we're not going to spend a lot of time on that. But if I've got fans and they're believing in this, Fred, ask me a question. And so if
we know you
these people, fans, Fred, are you going to let me talk or not? So
Russ is
fans,
all right, that's all I have to say. Thank you. Have a good show.
Thanks, Fred.
All right, man. Take care.
All right. Well, I do have to say, whatever you think, Russ was answering the question. So.
Dang, man, I'm an open book. You
didn't avoid anything, and you were trying to answer, but he kept talking over you.
That's right. Let's get some more of those. I love those.
All right, fair enough. We have another caller. Who is this?
Better be God.
What was that? I'm sorry.
Who?
Mike.
Say the name again.
Hello?
I'm sorry.
Hello.
Hello. Who are you? What's your name?
Better be God.
Bada Bingog. I don't know. Do you have a question?
I don't know what psychology classes you take. Any man that will sit back and let the children go by the last name of Dishner that they fathered is not much of a damn man.
Okay, what? Okay, you are fascinating to me. All right, you're the ones I love to talk to. And so I appreciate you calling, even though you gave a fake name, and I kind of understand why you did that, because, if you're going to talk like this, of course you're not going to know who you really are. I get that part. But thanks for calling anyways. So tell me again what you said, because that's interesting. Say it again.
I don't know what psychology classes you take. Any man that will sit back and let the children go by the last name of Dishner that they fathered is not much of a damn man.
Disler. Do you know who you're calling? This is Russ McKamey from McKamey Manor.
Sound like you're a goddamn drug addict.
Okay, then. I love it. I love it. All right, keep them coming. I got to tell you guys something. This is the most fun I've had on an interview in a long time, so I appreciate that. This is why, you guys understand, this is why I love these hate groups, because they're the ones who are so obsessed and out of their minds with the things they say. I mean, if you're in my shoes, would you not just relish in the crazy? Right? I mean, it's insane. So yeah, this is the good stuff now. Let's keep it going.
So when did you find out like you had these groups that were against you?
Oh my God!
Has it been a long time?
It's been forever. Yeah, that's what's so beautiful about them. It's basically the same. It's the same people, and they're the same dried up folks who are just retreading on the same stuff, the same screenshots, the same. It's beautiful. I mean, bless their hearts, though. I call them LICs. You probably hear me say, I probably sound like I'm condescending. I'm not trying to be, but an LIC stands for low information crowd, and they are beautiful because I call them out. I try to get interviews with them. That's why this is fun for me to have them on the phone. But they'll never actually confront you. They'll just be the keyboard warrior types and all. But the hate groups, they're just a handful of people that it's just the same ones over and over and over. But they've been doing this thing forever. And, and like I say, why don't you guys talk with the people who have gone through the haunt in the last year and a half? I mean, try to spin some new stuff up. Talk to the new past contestants. But, that's not how they work. But, they're the ones who have made McKamey Manor a household name. And so I've got to thank them. And that's what they don't get, that I actually really enjoy what they do. So, maybe I shouldn't say that, but I do.
I mean, we've had people calling in here who went through the haunt and want to go through it again. Have there been people that went through it, didn't make it, and then they want to try to shut you down? Or is it primarily people who have never gone to it?
It's people it's from shows like 4 or 5 years ago, and it's from people who mentally who really weren't. This is before I screen people. So you live and learn and you adapt. And so I adapted to whoa, some people are getting through here that should not be in here. And it's those individuals who do all the troublemaking, the same people, the same ones over and over and over. It's not the new crowd, because we screen these individuals. We make them get a medical note. We make them get a letter from a psychologist. We do a criminal background investigation on them now. We do all this stuff, which unfortunately I didn't do in the past. And those are the ones that came through that clearly had some real issues. And if I would have known about the issues, then they wouldn't have made it through. So it's those individuals who continue with crazy hate, all the accusations, and there's not much I can do about those guys and gals except to say they're kind of the gift that keeps on giving, because even though it's the same old garbage, a new group of people will see that, and then they'll be really interested in the manner, like, oh my God, what's he doing there? But so it's a circle that never ends. But it's been going on for years and years and years, and it's fascinating. On a psychological level, it's fascinating.
Let's see, 314 area code. Who are you? Where are you calling from?
You talking about me?
I assume so.
Yeah, I'm just wondering. I'd like that question answered about Tiffany Bruner. Why did you boo her?
Okay. Well, so again, inside baseball, just so the fans that here know that are listening on the radio here, podcast, Tiffany Bruner was an individual who was in our group. We have our main group, our Russ McKamey page, McKamey Manor page. But Tiffany Bruner, and she was gone through the tour before as well. But she started really questioning all the haters. She started kind of almost believing it and having all these. I have all these doubts now. So then, why did
you share the group?
I'm hearing now.
And
so, I'm going to tell you if you let me talk. And so, because of the fact that Tiffany and we do know each other, and Holly on kind of a personal level, for her to be questioning things that she should absolutely know better about. She's not someone like you who doesn't know us. She's someone that actually knows Holly and I and the kind of people we really are. And so for her to actually have these doubts about Holly and I, it's no thanks. I don't need that. It's not she's not like your basic LIC who doesn't, again, have any kind of a relationship with us. She's friends with us. So if she's going to start falling into that crowd and start believing all the nonsense, then that's where I cross the line. That's where I say, no, that's okay. You don't need to be here. And you'd be better off probably in that hate group. And so now she has that option. And that's why.
Well, then why did you share the group in your McKamey Manor page? You didn't want people to go check it out, but you shared it?
Absolutely. but I'm also hoping that enough people will understand what they're all about and what I'm all about. And if my fans, the ones that really follow Holly and I, if they truly, after all this time, don't understand what we're all about and the kind of people we are, then those folks don't need to be in the McKamey Manor page. The McKamey Manor page is for the fans and the supporters. That doesn't mean you have to agree with everything we have to say. It doesn't mean you have to like me. But it's pretty apparent that if you followed the Manor for the last year since I've been here, you know exactly the kind of people that we are and the kind of people that we're not. And the kind of things that they're spewing over there in the other group, and not just that group, a lot of the hate groups, it's really vile stuff. I mean, really vile. And so if we have people in my page, and it is my page, so I can go ahead and, have who I want and what I don't want. So if I have somebody in my personal page who I'm considering a friend, and I consider all the fans friends, if they're starting to wander and start to really believe all that garbage, then they don't need to be in my group. That's all. And they're welcome to have their own page, and they're welcome to do what they want to do. But being that that's my group, I can have in there who I want, and I made that decision. You don't have to like it, but that's my decision.
Well, no, I understand that. I'm just shocked that if these haters are haters, why don't you just leave them alone? So obviously something happened in San Diego that went down, and I've heard your side of the story. I've heard their side of the story. And to be honest, I don't think the truth will ever come out.
You don't think that what?
The real truth will ever come out.
What?
The real truth will ever come out.
The real truth. Okay. Well, so let's talk about that for a moment. So what is it, the real truth that you think?
All these people hate you for a reason. You can't. People just don't one day say, "Oh, I hate Russ McKamey." There's usually a reason behind it. So whatever happened in San Diego,
I wish I wouldn't
really hurt. I hear other voices.
Well, here's what I want you to. I want you to believe just that. I want you to keep that up and going. Again, I know the real truth, and it's not even an exciting piece of truth. The truth is pretty doggone boring, but I'm not going to really get into a lot of personal stuff because just like you probably wouldn't want people getting into your personal relationships.
But you say your life is an open book.
Yeah, it is. It is. But, am I going to talk about specific names and all that? That's not going to happen. But what I can tell you is that it's real simple. I had an individual that I knew, and this individual was a very, frightening individual in a lot of ways. And I needed to get out of there. I needed, basically, for lack of better words, I felt like I was kind of a hostage. And I'm not going to get into all the detail of it, and I don't need to do that. But luckily, thank goodness, I was able to get out of that situation and move on to a much better life, even though I may have lost everything. And I think it's pretty great that I was able to lose everything I ever had and bounce back the way I did and move it to another location and move the haunt so it's bigger and better than ever before. And that's what I've done. I've rebuilt myself with the help of Holly over here. Thank goodness for Holly.
Have nothing left.
What's that?
You have nothing. How is it better when you have nothing? You lost everything. So how is it not better than it was?
If you lived, I'll tell you, if you lived in an abusive relationship where there was violence going on, and if you lived in that, you'd probably think, you know what, it's probably better if I'm not in the situation. So it was much better for me to get out of that situation. But, everybody's got their own story.
Laura, what you did, and you're booting people out of your group when they question what you did to Laura, and you won't address it or release her video. Why?
There's my call
we can
over.
talk about Laura. So So Laura is one of those LICs that Laura's someone that Laura. Okay, be quiet now. Laura is someone that should never have been to the manor. Laura is not somebody that would now be able to actually take the tour because she would not have passed my basic requirements to get in. So we're going to have a handful of Lauras who actually come out, and in reality, she was a huge fan when she came out, huge fan. But then there's some things that, and then I'm getting a lot of crosstalk here.
Yeah, and anyone who, just real quick, anyone who's online, I'll definitely get to everyone's question. Just be respectful to everybody else and be quiet till we call on you. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, it's hard to try to explain.
Yeah. So go on, Russ.
Okay. What's that?
Continue what you're saying.
Okay, sure. So there are certain individuals, again, that should never have taken the tour, a handful. And this particular person they're talking about, Laura, is one that should not have ever taken. She would not have passed. Just to say she would not have passed the requirements now. And there's a reason why we have bumped up the requirements. And this individual was a big fan after the tour and what have you. And then things went south with her and with me because, again, I don't want to get into her personal life, but she was doing some things that I did not approve of, and they involved my page. And my page is my page. So I'm not going to have things that shouldn't be happening. I need to control my own personal page. I mean, if they want to have their own page, they can have that. But when things are happening that are inappropriate, I'm going to go ahead and shut that down. And then some of these individuals just go off the deep end, and it goes from there, and it gets really crazy. And that's kind of what happened with her and others. And this is a prime example of that gal that was just on there. They don't really know the real facts. And again, I don't feel comfortable with putting names out there and talking about a lot of really personal stuff. I mean, I can kind of bounce around about it, but, I don't want to embarrass somebody else and call somebody else out. That's not what I'm here to do. I'm not here to make them feel bad. And so that's kind of a line I got to walk and be careful with, if that makes sense. But I can kind of talk in generalities a little bit. And, but yeah, so a lot of the haters are stuck on very specific people. And these are the same people that have been floating around for the last 5-6 years, and they will continue to float around. It just gets recycled over and over and over. It's almost like a urban legend at this point. And so I just kind of got to work it the best I can. And I don't know what to say about that. If you got another question about it, I'll be happy to answer the best I can without embarrassing somebody. I'm not here to do that.
All right. Well, thank you for calling in, and we do have a lot of other callers here, so I'm going to try to get to them. But I appreciate you calling in.
Sure.
Let's see here. We've got a 518 area code. Who are you? Where are you calling from?
This is Fred again. I got another question for Russ. I'll make it quick.
All right.
Okay.
All right. He had said that he got out of a violent situation, and I'm guessing he's talking about Carol Schultz. And I read a complaint in today that he was being abusive to Carol. I read the police report. I question how.
So Fred, let me stop right there. Fred, I can guarantee you, Fred, that there's no police report. I can guarantee you that is not the case. So you are reading into things, or you're reading into what. Playing out lies, and I'm not going to mention any names. I'm not going to do that.
Okay, one last question.
Okay,
what about the animatronics that you claim were stolen? But
what's that?
Were unloaded at your property in Summertown.
Say it again.
The animatronics that you claimed were stolen, but were unloaded on your property at Summertown.
Oh, Fred, I had over $300,000 worth of animatronics, Fred. I had over close to $1 million worth of Halloween props, animatronics, things I purchased throughout the years. So
yes,
I didn't say Fred. I didn't say everything was stolen, did I?
And
no.
I would like to know about your PayPal account that Hallie Sailor said that it is your account and anybody that can take a tour can if they want to. But you said 2-3 months ago that that was hacked. It's not your PayPal account and you're not still collecting money.
Okay, Fred. So we're digging up stuff from 3 years ago. So let me set you straight. So at one time, Fred, if you're not going to let me talk, okay, Fred. So we had a GoFundMe account at one point in time, probably 4 years ago, Fred, 3-4 years ago. And that was for folks to help out with the Manor because we had some rough times going on and a lot of fans did. And one of the incentives I had, and be clear about this, the incentive is still there, that for anybody who donated to the GoFundMe, I gave them head of the line to the haunt, bam, on the spot. And then it came out to where, oh, he's not doing that. And that, so hear me out, Fred. So that still stands to today. So anybody way back in the yonder, several years ago, who ever donated, still has head of the line, free access to the haunt. Then what? So what's your question?
Why did you claim it was hacked and it wasn't you? But Holly Sailor today stated that it was.
No one claimed that was hacked.
Anybody that's been around knows that's what you claim.
What?
Anybody that's been around knows that's what you claim, that it's been hacked. It isn't you. The haters have it.
Fred, you need
but
Fred.
Holly
You
Sailor
need
said today that you do have
it.
Fred.
Let's talk about hacking. It's a well-known thing that all of my sites have been hacked. Okay. Is there a way that we can, so I can answer the question without him interrupting me?
Yeah, go ahead now.
Okay. Thanks. So let's talk about the hacking. What the haters have done is, it is so true. They've hacked into all of my personal accounts, my emails. I'm glad you brought hacking up. My YouTube page, the one that has 50 million views on it, the one I spent 10 years on, that was hacked into by, again, I'm not going to start naming names, but that person knows who did it, and they know who changed the passwords and everything. And all that stuff was taken away from me. So all those movies, all my content, and the reason why, if you go to the McKamey Manor page on YouTube, the one that you're automatically taken to, you'll see no new content there. And the reason why there's no new content is because they're just working off that hack page. And they actually monetized that page, and they're making thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars a year on my content. And the reason I know that is I got a 1099 saying, hey, we paid you, X amount of dollars. And I go, you didn't pay me that money. So, my Facebook accounts have been hacked. You're right. The YouTube accounts, my emails. So the only real place to find McKamey Manor on YouTube is called McKamey Manor Presents. And then there's my real page called Russ McKamey on Facebook. And then there's a closed group called McKamey Manor. And then, of course, the website. So that's the only place that you're going to find legit McKamey Manor content. Everything else has been hacked. And that's just the way it goes. When you're kind of in this world that I'm in, you have so many haters trying to do as much damage as they can. But the funny part about it is all these haters that try to do all this damage, and the ones that did all the stealing, and they thought, if you read the post, he's done now. We finally got him. He's, if they knew who I was and what I'm all about, they probably realize that no, he doesn't give up quite that easy. And it drives him crazy that 3 months later, after all that theft happened, the Manor was reopened, bigger and better than ever before, more popular, more famous than ever before, and it drives them nuts. And all they do is keep going back to the same old retread stuff that they talk about over and over and over, like what you're getting tonight. And that's the part that they don't get, that the Manor's not going to be shut down. We're not doing anything illegal. We're not doing anything that law enforcement. I can't say they're not looking into it. I will say that the Manor is always, including to this day, being looked at by law enforcement, because there is so much controversy involved that law enforcement out in the area here, I know they follow everything that we do, Facebook pages and live feeds and movies, and that's okay, you know, but I also offer them always to come on in, watch the show, see what's going on, be part of it, come in unannounced. You know, I really am an open book with all that. But, you know, the Manor and myself, we're not going away, and we're going to continue doing shows, and I will overcome and adapt all these crazy things that happen. And, you know, that's just the way that I am on a personal level. I'm not a quitter. I don't give up. And I'm going to always, you know, try to make it even bigger and better than before. And I'm really happy with where we're at now, even though it's been crazy. But I'm really happy with where we're at, and I'm really super pleased with the new show. And, you know, things are on track. And so far, so good.
Let's see here. 314 area code. Who are you? Okay. Do you have a name?
That's fucking hard on. If I find you and you keep bothering me one more time, if I find you, I'm going to kill you.
So who is this now?
I'm going to come and get your ass.
Do you have a name or anything?
Okay.
Who's this?
Yeah, you got a name?
Yeah, my name is Chris.
Mike.
Hi.
Mike.
I'd like to talk to, I have a question for Russ.
All right. Well.
Okay, and who's this?
This one's Chris.
My name's Chris.
All right. We'll get rid of the killer here. Chris, what's up?
Well, my question for Russ is, how can you hack something if somebody already has your information and they just changed the stuff? That's what I'm curious about.
What now? Say again? Again.
Well, he's claiming he was hacked, and he also has claimed he's made no money from the YouTube channel. He's always claimed that. So now he's claiming the hackers changed his YouTube information, and they're making money off of it now, but yet he claimed in the beginning he's never made money from it, ever. So what is it? Has he made money, or has he not made money?
I have not made any money from the Manor because I never monetized it. Okay.
So you're now not making $3 a video on McKamey Manor Presents? You're not making that money now, Russ?
Actually, I mean, I don't know.
Oh, yeah,
Russ
that I am. Yep.
Yeah. I don't know Russ before this, but it's
a lot of crosstalk.
I know this is me, the host of the show. Yeah, I just want to say, as someone who monetizes YouTube myself, I think what Russ is saying is he did monetize his channel, someone hacked the channel, and then they added the monetization. Correct. So I could totally see how that happened. I just wanted to add that.
Correct.
I'm here. I'm listening. I'm sorry.
So now the caller, she's talking about, and thank you for promoting that. I appreciate that. So now what I had to do, guys, is that a lot of my movies on YouTube have either gotten deleted because they get reported, and hold on, my phone's ringing here. That's okay.
You're a sick person.
Yeah, just everyone else be quiet. I'll get to all the callers. Just be quiet while everyone's on.
Hang on. Okay, here we go. So what I'm doing now, guys, is on my McKamey. I'm glad she brought it up. McKamey. Well, she wasn't trying to help me, but she is. McKamey Manor Presents. McKameyManor.com is my YouTube channel. So I've got 2 movies on there currently. The third on there shortly. That is, I'm actually doing some pay-per-view. So like the Extinction movie was a pay-per-view movie because YouTube bounced it off. They said, it's not going to be here. So I thought, well, how can I get this to be shown and maybe make a little bit to cover the cost? Because as you guys probably know, if I try to do a PayPal type of event on a website, that costs you money. So that alone is $70 a month to have. Again, it's inside baseball, like your fans are going, I don't care. But it costs you $70 a month to be able to have a site that I'm able to put something on that people can pay money to see. So, but it's worth it for me to get the movies that YouTube will kick off, because they kick off a lot of them. And so for all my major new content films, And it takes me months and months and months to do a movie. So like I have a new one coming out here probably in a month or so. It's the Christmas movie. Been working on it since December. So that'll be a pay-per-view movie. And that'll be $3.30 to watch a 4-hour movie. And so that's a way for me to get those movies out there without having YouTube kick them off. And then it'll help me subsidize a little bit of that $70 a month. But trust me, guys, I wish I was getting rich off those 2 movies that I have posted on my channel, but unfortunately, no. But it is a safe place for me to have them so the fans can watch them without, again, keep getting deleted off of YouTube. And so that's the problem with YouTube. It's always going to be with McKamey Manor Presents. They're not fans of mine as well. And if they see things they think are inappropriate or whatever, they're going to, scratch those films. So I got to put them someplace, and that's what I do.
So back to the hacker question. Let me ask you a hypothetical, okay, Russ? Sure. Say you give me your information to help you, okay? And now I take that information and I change everything for nefarious purposes. Does that consider me being a hacker even though you gave me the information?
Well, I think that would be a pretty cruddy thing to do. Yeah. Right?
I'm not saying, that's not what I'm saying. I'm asking, does that make someone a hacker?
Do you think that is a honest and something that a good person would do? Do you think that? Do you think that's a good way to go?
I don't think anyway. I mean, I saw how Laura works. I know you don't talk about Laura, so I don't want to talk about Laura. You're asking me?
What type of person do you think that's a good person who would, let's say that you, out of trusting somebody, gave them your bank account information, let's say you did that and you trusted that individual, they went ahead and they took all your money. Would you feel that's okay that they did that?
I don't think it'd be okay for anyone to take my money, no, but
okay.
That's my money.
Well, there you go. So I guess you answered your own question then, right?
But let me ask you another question. So you thought it was okay to move Holly into the house when you were still living with Carol?
Oh, so now we're doing personal relationship stuff.
That's what it's about.
So, okay, let's get this straight really quick here. Carol and I were not in a relationship. So this, again, inside baseball, but we'll talk about it. Carol was somebody who lived there and who basically was a renter for all, we lived in 2 different rooms. She lived in her room. I lived in mine. We had no relationship, no kissing, no hugging, no sex. Like, we all want to hear about this. I slept on the couch, and that's the way it was for about 10 years. It was more of a matter of convenience because we had animals, etc. And she did not want to let me go. There was no way in the world, this woman, I mean, I don't think I'm that charming, folks, but, if she couldn't have me, nobody was going to have me. And unfortunately, you hear about people like that, and you don't think that's really true, that people would get destructive or really super mean, but it can happen. And, I don't have any bad feelings for Carol. I wish her well. I hope that she gets on with her life. I hope she finds some guy. I tried to get her to find somebody years and years ago. I want her to be happy, just like I want you to be happy and everybody out there listening. And thank goodness I am able to be happy now, because I wasn't happy for about 15 years. I was in a situation that was not a healthy place to be. And so I'm sure, even though you may not like me and you may not even really understand me, but do you really want someone to be in a unhealthy
No. You know what, Russ? I tried to like you, and I was a fan of you and your work and what you did, but you made me make a choice, and that was wrong. Because you told me I could not follow the other actors, your old actors, in their new haunt. I'm a fan of extreme haunting, so I pay attention to all extreme haunting. I was your fan, Russ. And then I saw what happened to Laura. I saw you trying to make people make a decision and choose. And personally, you just kicked out Tiffany Brunner, who was a fan, all because she asked a question. So nobody's understanding some of your reasonings behind things. And by the way, Carol left you. You did not leave her. That. She left you.
Oh, okay.
She left you when you went to trans world. So, what about that?
I was
your fan.
I can say,
okay, well,
again,
that's good.
It's like we're airing dirty laundry. Thank God, because she did what she did, because she took everything and ran off. Thank God. I don't want that stuff back. I don't want the money she stole. I don't want the items. I don't want any of that. I just wish her well. I wish that she is as happy as I am. Again, I will live on the floor in a mobile home, and I could not be any more happy because I have a really, really good woman that is just simply amazing. And that's what I've been looking for my entire life. And I just wish I would have found someone like Holly a long time ago, but I didn't. But, thank goodness I have. I hope Carol moves on. I wish her well. I don't even try to go after her for the money, and that she takes from you. I don't care. None of that matters to me. I just enjoy living the life I live now with this gorgeous, beautiful woman in this beautiful piece of land I have, and being so lucky to be able to entertain the fans with the haunt. I'm a lucky guy. I don't have to have a lot of material things anymore. I don't need that. So, I wish her well. I wish you well. And I hope everybody is as happy as me.
Okay, well then let me ask you a question, Russ. Why are you making Why are you making people choose between you and everything else? Why can't a band of extreme haunts like me follow you, follow the old actors, follow Katie Silvis, follow whoever, and still be a fan? Why are you making people choose? That's what I don't understand.
Let me tell you. There's a reason for everything. I can just tell you without getting to a lot of personal things. There's a lot of things about those individuals that you don't know about. And you can think of me what you want.
Actually, Russ, you'd be amazed what I know, but that's another story.
Okay. If you really did, then you wouldn't be asking this question. That I can promise you. If you knew what I know about a lot of individuals, you would not even think to ask this question. You can think of me what you like, but I have a very strong moral compass, and you can think, oh, whatever. And that's fine. You believe what you want. But I do. And certain things that people do are just not okay in my world. And if that means, and I'm not going to get into all that stuff, everybody can live their life, but there's some things that are really horrible going on in this world. And I'm not going to associate with people involved with such things. Let's put it that way. And I'm not naming names. You can try to fill in the blanks. Yeah. I'm not going to do any of that nonsense. Bottom line is this.
I understand that. And that's your choice not to follow these people and not to pay attention to these people.
Listen,
but it's not your choice to make someone else's choice.
We're beating a dead horse here. You can follow who you like, and I wish you well. I hope it's fun, whatever you're doing. I hope that your life is just, puppy dogs and rainbows. I hope that's the way it is for you, and that's good. But, let us all live how we want to live. And you can start your own group up. You can start your own haunted attraction, and you can have people that you want in your group, and I'll have the people that I want in my group. And that's just the way it goes. But I wish you well.
Okay, but Russ, the people who want to follow these other groups want to follow you and see what you're doing as well. Do you see what I'm saying?
I see that.
They want to see what you're going to do next week. They want to see what you're going to do this weekend.
Okay.
Because they enjoy what you do. But then they belong to, we're going to say, the old actors group. We're just going to say that when I'm going to say their name. If they want to follow them and follow you, they should be allowed to do that because they enjoy both. And you should not be allowed to make that choice for them.
I appreciate that. But again, if you knew what I know, you might make better choices on who you hang with. And that's all I can tell you. I'm not here to, again, call people out. I appreciate you wanting to follow the manor and all that, but I can honestly tell you that if you had all the information that I'm privy to, you might make different decisions. But I don't know what else to say, but I hope everything works well for you. Enjoy the haunt community. You'll find us. We're still out there. My movies are still out there for the public to see, and they're there. And, I would even let someone like you, I don't know who you are, come take the tour. I got no problem with that. You want to come take the Manor tour?
I don't take tours. I don't do that. I'm not that idiotic to think that I'm going to let you sit there and make me carry 55-pound bag of dog food and pour shit over my head. Excuse my language. No, I don't do that.
Okay.
But others do that, and I enjoy watching others do that. But I'm just saying, I'm a fan, and I don't understand why you think why I used to be your fan until you made me choose, and I refuse to have someone else make my decisions for me.
We got some other people on the line, Chris, but I do thank you for calling in. Okay?
Well, I appreciate it. I want you to have a great night, and I don't really know what else to say, but it's a free world, and I don't know. Okay.
What was going on there?
Okay. Are we there?
Tiffany, I believe, is on the line.
Hi, Russ.
Okay. Hey, now.
Hey, what's going on?
I don't know. Which Tiffany is this? I know lots of Tiffany's.
This is Tiffany Brunner.
Okay, Tiffany, what's up?
Hi, how are you? Long time no talk.
I am fine.
I have a quick question for you. What defines a hater? What defines a hater to you? Like, what is your definition of a hater?
Wow, we're getting down to is it tomato or tomato?
Because okay, go ahead.
Okay. Well, I think a lot of it is pretty self-apparent. If you look at the hate groups, I mean, those are haters. I know, let's cut to the chase. Again, this has to be this is like a soap opera for the viewers, and I apologize because all we're getting is all this really inside baseball stuff, but, we'll go with it.
I have no other way to contact you since you blocked me.
Now, Tiffany, do you want me to talk? Can we talk? Yeah. Okay. So the reason why I took you out of the group, Tiffany, is because you ought to know better than to be questioning and being concerned and having these questions about Holly and myself and the Manor. You know Holly and myself, and you know what we're all about. And the post that you were making, again, without boring everybody, was kind of disrespectful. And it's like, if you're really having questions about what we're all about because of what you're hearing in the other groups, well, then you probably don't really need to be in my group because of the fact that you're one person who should have known better. And so there are times, some people I'm going to take it personal, and with you, it's rather personal because you've actually taken a tour, and we've been kind to you. We've brought you here. And so you should have known better than to really be concerned and have these questions. And so, that's why I removed you from the group.
That wasn't it at all. Do you still have the post that I wrote? Because you totally misunderstood what I said. Do you still have the post, or is it deleted?
I don't know. It's
I was concerned about. Hold on. I was concerned about all the drama and everything that was happening, and I stood up for you guys and still am right here on this phone, even though you deleted me and took me out, being a great fan and a great friend. I'm still defending you right now on the phone. Hold on. I was just concerned about all of the drama and everything that was happening. And Austin, who can confirm it as well, who works closely with you, was just talking to me. And we all don't understand why I got deleted. In no way was I questioning you or Holly. That wasn't the case. I was debating. I was debating whether to postpone my tour because I wanted to make sure all the cards were right.
beforehand. You told everybody to check out that group. Every single fan of yours is in that group to look at it. Not once did I ever post anything or say anything to bash you guys, because you guys know that I have your back at all times. So for you to go and do that, but you obviously don't, because now I'm deleted and I'm still trying to call you to let you know that I'm still loyal. But you obviously just want to throw your fans out like it's nothing, when I've done nothing but be loyal to you from day one and was supposed to take another tour in June. I was confiding in the McKamey Manor family, and anybody who has been asking about me on here and messaging me knows that. So for you to not know that, where does your loyalty stand?
Well, then maybe it got misconstrued because. Okay, well then maybe it got misconstrued because I've been getting bombarded.
I never would do that to you.
Tiffany, then I'm sure we can work that out, Tiffany, because you got to realize that I've been getting bombarded with a lot of really ugly stuff lately, and so maybe it just hit me the wrong way. Is that possible? Is that something that you can see what might have happened?
Yes, because now you need to understand I'm getting threatening messages as well now because of all this. And I've done nothing besides try to get in and call to straighten things up. I don't know who this Carol lady is. I don't know anything about Laura, nor do I care. All I wanted to do was come back and see you and Holly. Who is
Tiffany?
Me and Holly were crying.
I have no problem. Tiffany, it's okay. It's okay. We'll work. Tiffany, we'll work it out. You're still. I appreciate you supporting. We'll get you back in the group. And if I cause you any distress, I apologize.
Tiffany seems like he's being a good guy here, and he wants to make things work out.
We'll make it right. Tiff, listen to me. So if I caused you any distress, I apologize. But I've been bombarded with trying to multitask with all these crazy things that are going on, and so if that got discombobulated with you a little bit, we get that straightened up, and we'll get you back here for your tour, and we'll have you last another 3 seconds, and we'll go for round 2.
Oh, no more. But I do want to add, leaving mine and your thing, I do want to add from what I don't know who was just on, from people who keep bringing things up from like 3 years ago and beyond is so irrelevant to what it is now. I don't understand why people can't just let it be and let live. If they want to see, the live video, that they want to see the tours, obviously they care so much about it. So just let the 3 years ago be in the past and enjoy what's coming up for the new manor. Nothing is legit. Right. Nothing is not legit. I've been through it. We were eating pizza outside for goodness sake, There's nothing that's not laid out. So, no matter all the tips and all that, that we may conquer, I still 100% have your back and always will for that.
I appreciate that.
So we'll get you back.
And we need to get you back in for your tour. We need to set up now a June date for your tour. What's that?
It's supposed to be in June, and here I have to call a radio station to book my tour.
Oh.
Well, I feel good.
That's all part of the show.
I got you guys back together.
How about that? Yeah. That's even more special now.
Right.
you got a radio show.
You can message me after this, and we will book it if you're serious.
Oh, we'll get you here in June. We'll get you here, Missy. I got some special line for you.
I will leave this nice radio station, and thanks to the young guy who kept me on here. His name's Neal. He's very nice.
Yeah, that's me. That's me right here.
There you go.
All right.
I got a special haircut for you, Tiffany.
Nope, no hair. No hair.
Well, I feel good now.
All right. Have a good night, though.
You have a good night too. That makes me feel better. There's a lot of craziness, but it seems like we made you two guys get back together. So that's good.
Man, this has got to be the craziest podcast ever. This is like McKamey Manor soap opera time. This is like breaking stuff up from personal relationships and Team Carol and Team Russ and San Diego 4 years ago. Man, this is freaking bizarre.
Another question here from Facebook. Keys wants to know, Would you ever expand your haunt and have it? Would you ever expand your haunt and have it be partnered with international subdivisions, such as Japanese torture tactics in Russia with Russian torture devices, etc.?
Yeah, it's possible. I've actually been offered that in the past, quite a few times. I've been offered a lot of TV shows as well, but I've always turned those down too. Again, I'm not a very good businessman. I don't charge money, and I turn down money for television shows. But what do I know? But if the right developer came along and really understood what we do, how we do it, and could do it without dumbing it down, then yes. But I would need a good business partner because I really don't have the money. I mean, I'm lucky. I live on $800 a month, so I am a fortunate guy to live with Holly and do the haunt. But I don't have the kind of money it takes to expand and to do something like that. So I would need a business partner for that. But yeah, it's possible. Sure.
Yeah. We got a bunch more people in the line here. When you guys call in, just turn down the show in the background just so we don't hear the playback because it's a little bit of delay. 740 area code. Who are you? All right. 618 area code. Who are you?
Hello?
Hello. Who are you? What's
Hey, I'm sorry. I didn't expect to be so quick.
That's all right.
This is Rose. I'm a big fan of Russ and the Manor. I have some...
What's your name? I didn't catch your name. What is it?
Rose.
Hey, Rose. How are you?
I'm good. Rose Y. I'm your friend, too, on Facebook, Russ.
All right, Rose. What do you want to know about my personal life?
Oh, I've been all in it today, let me tell you. I didn't have anything else to do.
All right, well, go ahead. I'll try to answer your question, but I tell you, I prefer these personal inside baseball questions instead, but go ahead.
Oh, darn it. Okay, well, I was in the hater thing here today, and Carol had said something, and I just, I was there trying to get, all sides of the issue, and plus, my soap opera was, not on today, so it was good time.
Right.
But
sweet.
But anyway,
sweet.
Really,
well,
I want to come down and have a handicap version of the Manor someday. I would love that when I can afford it, and I take care of my mom.
Absolutely.
Can't leave right now for any time, unfortunately, but one of these days.
We'll make it happen for you. Yeah, we'll take it.
You,
that's really good. That's a really, anytime. Because I'm glad you mentioned that because I'm really all about letting anybody and everybody go through if I possibly can. Like we got a gal with full-blown cerebral palsy coming through. And I'm just going to carry her through to each of the different locations. And so, we'll make the haunt geared towards you to make it safe for your condition. Anything you got going on, to a degree. Now, I did have a gal.
I want to be in better shape. I mean, I got to be there, but.
Well, it's not really about being in shape. It's just about, being mentally strong to put up with my nonsense, and then you'll do okay. But we'll work around whatever special needs somebody has to a degree. I was going to say we had a gal. Yeah, go ahead.
I had seen you say that, I believe, in the group. And so now, like I said, as soon as I can be away from here for a day or two at a time, I plan on getting with you because I would definitely want to go. I'm a big fan of you and Holly, and I did want to apologize to Tiffany Bruner because I was talking to her in the other group, and I thought I had her mixed up with someone else who kept backing out and then going. A lot of people have done that, but I had her mixed up with that person. And since I'm now banned from the other group, I wanted to tell her that since she's probably still listening, that I'm sorry I did have.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's the one thing about the hate groups is that if you start to support me, they'll kick you out. So shame on you. Don't do that.
It's fun for a little while, All right. Well, anyway, want to let you guys go. Thank you. Love you. And great broadcast.
Hi, Rose.
Thank you for calling, Rose.
Hi.
Thank you, Rose.
Thanks, Rose. 215 area code. Who is this?
What's up, Russ? It's Henry. Friend of you on Facebook.
Who's this?
Henry. I've been defending you all day.
Hey.
Shit on the hater group.
Well, I'm surprised you haven't been booted out yet. You're not kicked out of their group yet?
No, they didn't kick me out. They muted me, and then when I brought it to the admin's attention, they unmuted me, and I immediately began trashing them again.
Oh, it's too funny. Yeah. This one is, but again, if you look at it, it's like the five same group people that always do this. It's like, I don't want to give them any publicity, but it's the same group of like 5 or 6 people who are just doing all this nonsense, and so you got to kind of love it. Come on now, don't you kind of love it a little bit?
The same group of 5 or 6 sociopaths?
Oh, well, you said it, not me, but yeah.
I'll put it out there.
Let's just say they're a little bit confused, but they're the ones that keep the name up and running. But I'm not gonna lie to you, they do kind of entertain me. But I really appreciate fans like you going in there and supporting me, because I don't really have time to do all that, and I don't. So thank you very, very much for going in there and being the voice of reason. It's doggone nice of you. Now, the real question is, industry, so. All right, you got a deal. So when are you going to take the tour? That's what I care about. When are we going to get you down here?
That's the funny thing. I was about to say, since the whole group's pretty much saying there that I will change my mind after I take the tour. I mean, as soon as I get some availability to get off work, I think I'm going to have to take the tour just to prove them wrong.
All right. I'm going to help you out tonight. Now, I know you don't work 7 days a week, right?
I work 6 days a week.
All right. But you got that one. I only need 1 day from you. But, we'll make it happen midweek, weekend, daytime show, puppy dog, a rainbow show, night show, whatever you want to do, I'll make it happen for you. I really will. So you just got to tell me what's good for you.
Message me. We'll figure this out.
Yeah. Do that. Send me a message, and we'll get you hooked up. Let's get you in June, sometime in June, and then you can become a hater afterwards and join the club.
Yeah, I'm not going to become a hater. I know what I'm getting into.
There you go. I love it. Well, I do. Seriously, I appreciate the support, man. And, have fun with those guys. Just understand what they're all about. I know you get it, and that's what I like. I like the fans who get it and understand what the hate groups are all about. And, but some people get confused in there, and then it gets a little bit bizarre. But you got a handle on this thing, so I do appreciate that, man. Much gratitude. Thank you.
Thanks for doing what you do, man.
All right, buddy. You take care. We'll see you in June.
Hopefully, man.
All right, pal. Thank you.
Thanks for calling in, Henry. 740 area code. Who are you? Well, I guess we're not saying anything. Earlier when you said both like you right now and the Russ that runs the manor are like two different parts of you. Before you had the manor, did you always have that like side to you, and did you have an outlet for it before you developed the manor?
Well, in all reality, it's just me. It's just little old me. I'm just an entertainer. I'm a comedian. I'm a musician. I'm a DJ. I'm an actor. This is not anything as serious as what people want to make it out to be. The guy you're talking to now, right here, is the same guy that's going to be in there breaking you when you take the tour. Same guy. Just that I'm able to put another face on because, say it with me, it's called acting, and that's all it is. Because you got to be really aware of what's going on. You can't be like this crazy person that would split personalities, and because I got to make sure everybody's safe. I got to make sure everything is happening the way it's supposed to be happening, and the show is going on track. And again, safety. I mean, because I'm not, this show is dangerous. I'm not going to lie to you. you can get hurt here, and people have got hurt here. And but normally they get hurt when they're not honest with me about, conditions that they have, pre-existing conditions. We had a guy blow his freaking knee out, like, talking about an ugly knee, went from one side to the back of his leg, because he didn't tell me that this thing was going on, and he was so gung-ho that he was the kind of guy that, I'm not going to quit till I win that money. Well, we really don't want those kind of guys, because we don't want someone who's willing to die to win $20,000. We want people to know this is entertainment. We want you to have fun here. We don't want you to die here. We've already had a death unexpectedly happen. We don't want that to happen again. And so we want you to really have the right attitude. Not that, some people get so hung up on the money that they're like, I will do whatever. I will literally die before you drag me, It's like, dude, it's just a game. It's entertainment. We don't want you dying. So that's why I have to be the guy that I am. I am just me, and I have to keep these guys all in check and make sure that everything is actually, the way it's supposed to be, because we don't want somebody injured again. So, yeah, it's what you're seeing right now. This is it. This is me. Sorry. Boo. Boo, boo. That's my scary sound. Boo.
So what are the requirements to take the tour of the manor?
All right, that's good. So first off, if somebody's legitimately serious, really serious, they need to get a medical letter from their doctor stating that they're mentally and physically cleared to participate. And why? Because, again, I need to make sure there's no pre-existing conditions that they're hiding from me that is going to cause them a problem. And it's best to be honest with me, because I'll work with you. If you tell me you got a blown out knee or pins and rods in you, I'll still work with you. I'll just make sure that we're not doing anything that's going to cause that to be a problem. So let me know what's really going on. So that's the biggest thing I need. And people say, oh, it's so hard to get those letters. No, it's not. You can go to a clinic. You can do anything. It's no different than if you were going to do like a Spartan run, a mud race, parachuting, whatever. You got to get these notes saying, yeah, you're cleared to do it. Same exact thing. Very, very simple. The next thing I have to do, you got to be within the age limit too. 18 to 20, you can come, but you got to have a letter from a parent or a guardian. I know you're an adult between 18 and 20, but to be on the safe side, and I always err on the side of safety, I will need to know that your folks on camera are okay, saying, yep, this is great. I know she's going to get her hair torn out and her teeth pulled out, and she's going to be buried 12 feet underground. I don't care. It's good. So I need to have that as well. And then we do a background check on everybody. And again, these are the lessons I learned from San Diego, from not doing these things. We got some people that should not have ever been. And those are the ones you keep getting retreads over and over, people talking about. So we do a background check, make sure no major felonies going on. I'm looking for serious type of stuff. You got to have proof of medical insurance. You got to be covered, because if for some reason you actually are injured, I have to be able to take you someplace and have you seen. We don't want you out there dying in the street. We're here to protect you, not to hurt you. You have to do a screening with me, a question and answer period to make sure you're okay. You have to, of course, sign the 40-page waiver, which truly will tell you everything that could possibly ever happen. I can't reiterate that enough. You're going to know everything before it happens. You can never come back and say, oh, I didn't know you weren't going to. Yeah, you did. Number 133 says, and we talk about it. And my job for those 4 hours is to talk you out of it. My job is to tell you time and time again, you really don't want to do this. And I mean it. I mean, I feel good when I can get someone to say, you know what, I really don't want to do this. Absolutely you don't. Because I need to clear those people off, because those folks that are that on the fence, they would not do well inside, and they might get hurt. And again, that's the last thing I want to have happen is, somebody getting injured. So those are the main things they got to do. They got to do like a 10-minute video explaining who they are, why they want to do it, how long they'll last, list their fears and phobias. But I do all that for the fans, so the fans can have someone to root for. You know, it's just all about entertaining the people who aren't coming through. That's why I live feed a lot of it. Now, I can't live feed the good stuff. If I did that, Facebook would kick me off again, and Facebook kicks me off all the time. And so I can only show the silly stuff. But you'll have to come here to see the real McCoy, and it's worth it. I mean, you know, again, there's a reason why I lowered it down to 18, because you're gonna be okay if you come here. Are you gonna pass it? Are you gonna, you know, succeed? No. Am I gonna get inside your head? Absolutely. You know, but that's part of the game. But it is just a game, a very real game, but it's still a game. I say smoke and mirrors, which is true, but at the same time, it's 1,000% real. But the big one, if you're serious fans or haters, anybody, get that medical note, and then I know you're serious. And then we can start negotiating a time for you, and we'll make it happen for you. Again, this show's not going anywhere. It's open year-round, and it's, you know, every day. So, you know, we're here for you.
Do you
and the drug test. Let me say it again. You really cannot be high, liquored up, anything. And that's for insurance reasons and, again, more importantly, safety reasons. This is dangerous, and I need everybody with their A game. Okay, enough said there. Go ahead.
Do you get... hello. 304, who are you? What was your question? 304, area code, what? You just said hello. What's your name? All right. Well, I want to know, do you get any personal pleasure out of seeing people either physical pain or in, like, mental anguish?
That's a great question. People ask me that a lot, like, you know, are you sadistic and whatever, you know, like that. I got to tell you, are you into the BDSM thing? And I'm so naive that it was like a year ago when I finally found out what BDSM was. I keep hearing that word. I'm like, what is this stuff? You know, I had no clue. So, no, the answer is absolutely not. What I get pleasure out of is entertaining the folks, and I take it really serious. They drive all this way. They spend all this money to get their stuff together. They're so excited to come here. I take it really serious to be able to entertain them and give them a good show, and to make them live their own horror movie. Because if I didn't do that, they would be really disappointed, and it'd be a big letdown. And I can promise you that the Manor has and always will deliver on its goods. We will deliver. And the day I stop delivering and can't give you that entertainment that you're here for, that's the day I need to rethink this and do something different. But as long as I can keep on spinning people up, scaring them, making them cry, making them laugh, making them hate me, making them want to come back and do the tour again, as long as I can keep on doing that, and again, delivering on the product, then I'll be doing this forever, as long as I possibly can. They can bury me and make me into a prop. It's fine. Because, you know, that's the entertainment that I get out of it, is entertaining them. You know, that's the bottom line right there.
Yeah. Since a tour is like designed to go 10 hours, and most people don't last that long, do you have a lot of stuff that no one's seen at all? Because they never make it that far?
Yeah. That's okay. So that's the biggest frustration point about the whole thing, is that we have all these fantastic things to do, but nobody gets, 10 feet inside the Manor, if that. And then they like freeze up and they're like, nope, no thanks, I'm done. So yeah, that's frustrating. But at the same time, I don't get mad about it. People think that people are wasting my time if they come here and, don't do well, or Russ is going to be mad he spent so much time. Because I spend a lot of time on a person's individual tour, researching them, finding out what kind of skeletons are in their closet, talking to family and friends, finding out what really scares them. I mean, there's a lot of research that I have to do to make their tour as personalized as I possibly can. But just to be clear, I don't get mad at anybody who tries. I admire anybody who gives it a shot. And if they last 2 seconds or not even get through the paperwork like last week, I don't get mad at any of that stuff. I appreciate them all. It's a pleasure to meet them all. I like to interact with them, and it's just all part of the game. You know, if they make it 2 hours, fantastic. If they make it 3 seconds, that's fantastic too. It was nice meeting them and getting to know them. And that's the fun part about the contract portion, is I do spend all that time one-on-one with them. And they become like, you know, to me at least, they're like family and friends. So yeah, I don't have a problem with that at all. But it is a little bit frustrating because I have all these fun things we want to do that we don't get a chance to do, and they're collecting dust now. But you know, that's just the way it is. There's not much we can do about that until somebody just don't say the safe phrase. Just keep going. We'll be okay.
From the people
hey guys, I had a question if there's time.
Yeah.
Hi, Russ.
Hi, who's this?
This is Chrissy Wright, a defender of yours.
Hey there, oh, hello. How are you?
I'm good. You recently invited me there and told me you would work with some of the physical stuff with me. My question is regarding the mental. Where would you draw the lines for the mental?
Okay, here's where I draw the line. If you've got certain legit PTSD issues, certain traumatic events, triggers, things that would put you then those are the kind of things I need to know about so I don't do that. So, you know, we all have had really traumatic things happen to us, and I am never
Can you work around those things, though, if you are aware of them?
Absolutely. Yeah,
great.
Absolutely. Awesome. And that's where I need you to be as honest with me as possible so I can work around those types of events, because the last thing I ever want to do, even more so than hurting somebody physically, is to hurt somebody mentally. That is not my goal. I'm not trying to do that. I never would want to do that. I'm here to entertain you. So you need to help me help you so I know what's off limits and what's not. So, yes.
Right.
Long story short, absolutely.
Still have fun and not be traumatized.
Yeah. The goal is to have you come out laughing and smiling, not, you know, me shipping you off to the institution, right? That's not my goal.
Right.
So, yeah, get your little butt on down here and let's get you going.
Yes, West Virginia is far away, but...
Oh, blah, blah, blah.
I'm determined.
I got people flying in from... Come on, I got people flying in from all around the world to get here. From Europe,
know, it's amazing.
So, I don't want to hear a little West Virginia now. That's not very far. That's just a little pedal jumper to get over here. So, no excuses. Let's get you on down here in the summer and we'll make this thing happen for you.
I have heard of people crossing oceans, so West Virginia really doesn't seem far away.
No, ma'am. And we'll work with you on when the best time is for you, too. So, you know, absolutely. We'll take care of it for you. Let you know what we need to do. We'll make it.
Chrissy, what's your reason for wanting? Hey, Chrissy, what's your reason for wanting to do this?
Honestly, to push myself, to see if maybe I'm stronger mentally than I think I am. I think that's a lot of people's reasonings.
Yep, it is. Now, one, and that's a really good reason to come. But a bad reason to come is one where people think this is therapy. Now, I'm not saying that's your case, but a lot of people think that we're going to fix them because they're broken. And I want to make sure people understand I can't fix anything. This is a game. This is not real. This is entertainment. If you're coming here because you have all these really horrible things that are going on, I can't fix that. I can make you laugh. I can give you a fun day, but I can't make those kind of demons go away. I wish I could. So I'm just saying
absolutely.
that. I don't want.
No, I think it would just prove to not just myself, but a lot of people that maybe that they're mentally stronger than they think that they are.
Absolutely. And that's a great reason. Yeah, that's a great thing. Exactly. And that's a positive reason to come. And I want this to be a positive thing for you. But unfortunately, we do get the people that have a lot of issues, and we all have issues. My God, I got more issues than I can shake a stick at. But this isn't going to fix that. But this can give you empowerment. This can make you feel that, hey, I can't do, and that will happen. Absolutely. That's a really positive reason to come here, and that's a really good reason to come here. That I can help you with. So, yeah.
Right.
I'm all
and I know either way, the banner's going to break me. But if we see how far I can go, I know that's going to make me feel stronger.
Absolutely. No, I can tell just by talking to you, this would be a really positive experience for you. And you'd be one of those folks that came back time and time again just to keep trying to push themselves. And, and when you do come back again, we just start you off where we left off at the first time. So it'll be a whole new show, and you can come back 40 times. It's going to be a new show for you. So, yeah, you're the kind of person who would be to come here. Absolutely. Yeah, we welcome you to come here, my dear. Absolutely.
All right. Love it.
Love it.
Thank you for calling in, Chrissy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chrissy. We'll see you later.
We'll get these last two callers here. Oh, sorry. But thank you, Chrissy. 615 with the phone, with the TV on in the background. Who are you?
Hey.
Yeah. What's your name?
This is Kathy.
Who's this?
Kathy Martin.
Hi, Kathy Martin. How are you?
Hi. I'm so glad that you're in Tennessee, Webber, Tennessee.
Oh, well, thank you. You're not the one who shot at me, are you?
No.
All right. I'm still trying to find that person. I'm still trying to find that person.
I could never do the tour myself. Go ahead.
Oh, yes, you could. Yes, you could. I'm telling you, you'd be surprised. You probably actually could do the tour. Because, again, I'm going to specialize it to meet your physical and mental needs. So you'd be surprised. You probably actually could give it a go, and you'd have a good time doing it.
I'm not so sure. Even when you gave me a shout-out the other day, I was like, oh, no.
I love it.
Hello.
Love it.
I was on your live Facebook the other day, and I said, hey, and you were like, hey, Kathy, and I was like, oh, my God, no. Anyway.
I love it. Well, I appreciate you being a fan.
I'm so over this old drama. I'm just ready for new and fresh, and what you're doing now. It's crazy. It's stupid.
So Kathy, so I got a question for you. So what do you think? What's your take on all of the really crazy haters out there? The ones that, and you know the ones I'm talking about, the super obsessed ones. I mean, do you have anything that you want to say to them?
Get a life. Get a life. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, move on. If you don't want to be a part of the group or you can't be a part, go be in your own group. Go like what you like. If you don't like it, don't sit here and bitch and complain and ruin everybody else's good time. I was having a great time till all these people came along and want to bring up stuff I don't even know anything about and don't want to know nothing about.
Oh, I know. Well, don't let them bother you. Don't. you gotta have thick skin. Don't let them bother you. But it is. I find it again on a psychological level so fascinating how these people cannot move on, or are living in the past 5 years ago and bringing up all this stuff that they don't know anything about, and all this really personal stuff between me and someone who I live with. And
what they think they know.
Oh, I know. It's so interesting, though. It's kind of fascinating. But, yeah. Anyway, I was just curious what you thought about that. But I really appreciate you being a fan, and I hope you watch the shows this weekend. We're going to have 2 fun ones, and I hope you're on there watching.
I love to watch them, and I don't think I could do it myself. No, I know I couldn't do it myself, but I enjoy watching you, and I just wish all these people would go the hell away. We're in Tennessee now, y'all.
Hello.
Move on. Let's move on.
I appreciate that. You're very kind. I appreciate that so much. Thank you.
I'm so glad you and Holly are back together. You guys are precious.
Oh, thank you. Come here, Holly. Say thank you.
Love you, Holly. Hello.
Yeah, Courtney, just wait one sec. We'll get to you next. Thanks, Kathy, for calling in.
Good. Y'all have a good evening.
Now.
Thanks.
All right.
Bye.
Night.
Thanks now. Bye-bye.
Courtney, do you have a question?
I do have a question. This is Courtney Allison on Facebook. I want to know, what the heck's going on with all the drama and why you have
just
people
rewind
on
the
your
show.
page.
Yeah.
What?
I was just saying, just rewind the show.
Yeah, you'll have all the answers you need right here.
No, I understand that, but I would like to know why I was blocked for 0 reason by that crazy Vanessa
I don't know.
person.
I don't know. I didn't block you, but I'm sure we can get you taken care of there. We have a lot of very protective
videos.
Well, I appreciate that. You got to understand that we have some very protective people that are very protective of me, and because I'm not really on the page all that much, so that's what I have admins for. So they're just looking out for the best of me, and so don't take it to heart or anything, and be forgiving and all that good stuff. And
no, I understand, but the thing that I like the best about your page is how supportive everybody is and all the videos and stuff, and posting a hate link. Obviously, it entices people, and I never talked on that one at all. I just kind of, watched, and
right.
I understood where Tiffany was coming from, but not because I think there's any merit to what you guys are doing. People sign. I read the waiver thing that was posted online. You're very clear on everything. So something I couldn't do, but I don't fault people who do it. It's just it's gotten so far that people like Vanessa are alienating your true fans just for having an opinion that's not negative against you or Holly. I think it's great. I love watching. I think it's a blast, and I think it's hysterical and something I could never do, but I love watching people torture themselves. And I mean, maybe that makes me sick, but I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
You're the real sadist there. I'm just doing this for fun, and you're enjoying this stuff. What's going on with you now?
Exactly. I'm enjoying it, and huh?
We'll get inside your dog now, but no, we'll get you all. We'll get you worked out. Just give me a holler. We'll get you all spurred away.
I
but
tried hollering,
they're just
responding.
They're just. Oh well, I'm on the radio right now, or the podcast. I'm not on the internet right now.
Yeah. So, real quick, Courtney, what is that about that does appeal to you? I know Russ said it's kind of like a horror movie, but it is different because it is real people as opposed to a horror movie, which is fictional. So what is it about watching the videos that appeals to you?
I just love watching people push themselves. And I know a lot of people think it's impossible to beat, but I do think there's going to be that one person. It might be in 10 years, but I do think there's going to be one person that won't be able to push. I just like the entertainment value. It's something that I've never seen before. I found out about it a month or two ago. I can't even remember when. And I've been it's like an obsession. I'm okay, I'm on the train now, coming home from work, and that's all I do.
You're just a little newbie in this thing.
Yeah, it's exciting, and I get so upset when you say game over. I'm like, really? That was 5 seconds. I didn't even get to watch enough of it. So I just think it's super cool. I don't know. I'm sick. I would never do it, but that's fine.
Well, see, I'm just like you. I watch it. I'm entertained as it's happening, just like you. I'm hoping that they go the distance and stuff, and then when they don't, it's like, wow. Now, granted, I know what I'm doing, and I know how to, I just to say I know what I'm doing. I'm good at what I do, but it's still really entertaining to see it pan out that way. So yeah, I'm a fan, just like you are watching it, and it is fun and exciting, and you just don't know what each person is going to do, and that's what makes it so doggone entertaining.
I know. I get super excited when I see like the next contestant, and like I said, I read every post. I might not say much, but like I read and watch everything. So I just think it's so entertaining, and I'm like, how far are they going to get? Like I get upset when I have to do like adult things and can't sit there and watch it. Like I'm that crazy person who just wants to watch it. I even hooked it up to my TV. Like my big screen, my boyfriend hooked it up so I could watch it on the big TV and not use it on my phone. That's
how cool is that? Well, I'm going to have to get a new phone because right now I don't have that's why I haven't been doing live feeds because as you know, I don't have a phone right now. So I guess I'm going to have to break down and go buy a new one. I tried to get my old one fixed. It didn't work. So we got to get something squared away this weekend. And, be watching. We got back-to-back shows. It's going to be a busy weekend, hiring weekend. So, I hope you're there.
Yeah. Now, hold on. I'm asking a question for somebody else. Like, so is there like something you can do to get people further, maybe ease up on them in the beginning and then just really hit them with it? Well, yeah,
it actually is so easy at the beginning. That's the thing. There is nothing. I mean, if I went any easier, we would just go out for ice cream because it's like if you really saw it, it is super, super easy. It's nothing physical happening. We're not throwing them to the ground and strangling them. There's nothing going on. So if it's much easier, we'd have to just go to, Pizza Hut and have a pizza and call it a night because there's not really anything else I can do. Like, for example, this weekend, we do this silly doggy bag run. We do that just basically to get the blood flowing again, right? Because they've been sitting around 4 hours, and that way it lets me gives me a good judge about how far physically I can take them and all. That's why I do that silly little doggy bag run, and because it's kind of cute. Because they bring dog food, so you're gonna run with your dog food, and but it gives me a good idea. And there's a reason why I do it, so I know where they're at physically. But like this weekend for the pro hunter. Since you're not really a real physical guy, I'm going to just knock that off. There's not going to be any dog bag run. We're going straight to the real stuff. Boom, boom, boom. So, we do that as well. If I think somebody can't handle something as easy as a doggy bag run, then I'll just, okay, let's not do that. Let's go do something else. But, it's not really all that. It really is in their head. I mean, and I can't control that. I can't control them getting themselves panicked. They panic themselves, and once they panic, cross that line, it's over. It's done. Because
so why can't you do like gross stuff? Like put some cow poop on them or something. Like entertain us and make them like really gross, and then at least so we can.
And then make them panic.
Oh, yeah. Come on.
All right. Well, that's kind of the plan with Pro Hunter this weekend. So Pro Hunter is going to skip a lot of the goofy stuff, and we're going to do some things that I know he can do. So, watch the show, and you should be able to see some different things this weekend. As long as I don't get inside his head, we'll be okay. But that is easier said than done. It's hard to not get me in there. So that's really the only thing I could do is not do the mental stuff. If I didn't do the mental game that I do with people, then they would get a lot further. If I left that part off the table, then yes, they would probably go 2 or 3 hours. But that's kind of a challenge for myself. I like to see if I can mentally get in there, if I can use the mind control techniques that I know. If I can do that, it's kind of a challenge for me. But if I didn't do that, yes, hands down, they would get much, much further. So maybe I need to do that. But, so.
I mean, I think you should do the mind stuff, but just let us see some excitement first. Like, make them think, like, do all, like, the crazy, gross stuff without the mind stuff, and then do it. Because, I mean, that's half the fun. I just want to see some in the beginning. It's like, you turn it on. Okay, you're done.
It's over.
Like, I live for this. I live for other people's misery. And
oh, no, you do. You are a sick little puppy. We have to get you and your boyfriend down here for a couple tour.
Yeah, right. Fat chance that he would ever do it. I've actually thought about it, but I won't let anybody touch my hair. Nothing in my mouth. No physical. So it would have to be like a baby tour.
Well, again, I work with you guys, so I could give you a sunshine puppy dog baby tour.
Would you ever do that? Have two separate tours where it is like the full-on manor, and then there would be one where, like you said, the baby tour where people could just go through it?
Oh yeah, I do that all the time. I do that now. Okay. You know, so like when we have a sunshine, I call them sunshine puppy dog tours. So when we have a tour in the daytime with the birds singing and the dogs barking and the kids playing, yeah, those are the baby sissy tours. So yeah, I do a lot of those actually.
See, Ashley Erickson and I, who's listening, she's going to kill me. She told me not to mention her name, but I am anyways. We would totally do that. I would get her to agree, but it would have to be like
You got it.
Do you ever get people then to take the main tour because like they're on that tour and you say, hey, this is a sissy baby tour, and it would kind of, hey, this isn't too bad. Now I'm going to go do the real tour.
And Ashley says because we'll do it if we can bring like a 3-pound bag for the doggy bag run.
I'll tell you what I'll do. You bring doggy treats, you know, a bunch of doggy treats, and we'll let you run around with those. And I'll even, because I like you guys, we'll even not do any doggy bag run whatsoever. We'll make it a super, super easy baby tour, and we'll see how long you last with that one. See, and I won't cut your hair because y'all know you get 2 items that you can keep off the table and make the hair one of those and make the no eating anything, no food something, another item. So there you go. So now you got 2 things and.
Yeah, you're saying the sissy baby tour, but then like you're still there's still stuff that sounds pretty hardcore. What is the sissy baby tour of the McKamey Manor?
Yeah,
I assume that's a little different than like the one down my street or something.
Well, I can tell you one thing for the sissy baby tour, you will be dressed as a baby. You will have a big bib on. You will carry your bottle with you, your baba, everywhere you go. You're going to have a nice little bow in your hair. You'll have diapers on for your baby tour. So visually, you will be a big baby. And then, you know, everything else, you're just going to have to wait and see. I don't want to give away too much.
Oh, my God, that's amazing. Ashley, I know you're listening. You have to do it with me.
Do people finish this tour?
Do
people ever, what's that? Do people ever finish this tour, the sissy baby tour?
No.
That's what I was getting the gist of. It's just
no, but they should be able to. That's the thing. You know, if they should be able to. So it's absolutely doable, but have they? Absolutely not. So no.
Then in a way it's a little worse because it's insult to injury because you're dressed as a baby.
So you're ready now, aren't you?
Who, me?
I like that. And then it's really fun when 2 people go through. I like taking tours with 2 people because it's great to find, because you go in 2 different ways. You either go in as a team to where you're working together and it makes the tour easier, or you go in against one another and you have it's different because if you go in with each other as a team, if one person quits, the other person is automatically out too. So you have to like really have each other's back and not quit. If you go in against one another, if one of you quit, the other tour continues on. So you got to kind of weigh the odds, you know, which way is better. But it is easier teaming up as long as you 2 just don't quit, you know.
Okay, I'll tell you what. If you can convince Ashley Erickson, she's on your page. If you can convince her to do it with me, I'll totally do it.
I think you have to help the convincing, bro.
Yeah, I think that's up to you. You're gonna have to convince her. But
oh no, I'm messaging her right now. She's listening and she's like, it's tempting, but no, I'll drive you. If you can convince her, entice her in some way.
Okay, what's her name?
Ashley Erickson, Erickson.
Ashley, all these people out here in podcast land, we're listening to you right now. You're listening to me. I'm listening to you right now. How do I listen to you? That's for me to know, you to find out. But I know all about you, Ashley, and I know that you really want to take this tour. And you got a friend, a good friend right here, who needs you. She can't do this alone. She needs you, Ashley. So be the good friend that you are. Don't let her down. Take the tour. Come see Holly and me. Have some pizza. Come see the dogs. And, spend a nice sunshiny day in some town. And I promise you'll have fun. And Russ would never lie to you, Ashley.
Exactly, Ashley. Russ would never lie to you.
Never. At least until the show starts. Once it starts, and I'll lie to you. Nothing. That's one thing. I will tell you everything straight up, legit, all the way until when it's showtime. When it's showtime, boy, don't listen to a thing I'm telling you. I'm telling you right now. You gotta love it.
Thanks for taking my call. Tell Vanessa to stop being a crazy person and unblock.
Oh, she's just looking out for me. She's just looking out for me. We like Vanessa.
No, we don't, but that's okay. So let me.
Yes, we do. Be a nice girl. Be a nice girl. Or I'll have to switch up the baby chur on you, and you won't even know I switched it up. And then it'll be serious. So, all right, we'll see you here soon, Missy. Get here soon.
Thanks for calling.
All right, I'll do my best.
Yep.
All right, you take care.
All right, you too, bye.
We got one last call here we're going to take. Who is this?
This is Beth, and I was just wondering, when you have people, not the haters, but when you have people come to your tour and do their trash talk before and after, people are saying that you put them up to that. Is that true, or are they just doing that themselves?
Well, it's actually kind of a little bit of both, because I like people to talk trash, because this is entertainment, and I have a reason for people to talk trash, and this is it. I'll tell you right now. Here's my little inside baseball. That the more trash you talk, the better your film's going to be, because I know that you're going to ultimately fail. I know that you're not going to beat the Manor, whoever it is. So it's really great to have trash talk intertwined with the reality of that person as a big pile of goo and just, destroyed. So if I can get someone to do a little trash talk, and now, don't get me wrong, people like trash talking, and some people need no encouragement to trash talk. Okay, but it just makes it fun when they get into it, roll with it, and just, again, have a good time with it. And that's all we're trying to do anyways. So I have no problem telling somebody, hey, I'll tell them, feel free, talk all the garbage you want about me, go WWE wrestling style on me, you knock yourself out. And I tell them why, too, because when you fail, I'll be using that footage against you, and it just makes it that much more fun, So now some people, they don't need, again, any encouragement whatsoever. They love trash talking, and I love those folks. That's my crowd. I want them to talk garbage, and that's the fun of it for me. Call me out, and otherwise it's boring. I don't want the real quiet, little subdued person. I want big personalities. I want someone that you guys are going to enjoy watching and seeing those magic moments and when they break down. I want you guys to be entertained. And so Yeah, boring I don't want. I want somebody who's spunky and who really believes they're going to do this and thinks they're the one that's really going to take it from me. And because if you don't really feel that way, you shouldn't be coming here. If you don't think you really can beat the manor, then you really don't want to be here. You know, I want you to think you really can. Now, I know you really can't, but it wouldn't be any fun if you didn't believe it. You got to believe in yourself. So, yeah, I want those kind of energetic, high, big personality type individuals. You betcha.
Anything else, sir?
Did I answer your question?
No.
Thank you for calling in.
Okay. Thank you.
812 area code. I'm live. We're going to take one more call. 812 area code. Who are you?
Michael Hill.
Michael, do you have a question?
Actually, I really don't have nothing much. Really don't have a question. I just wanted to say that I support you 100%, and it was great listening to you tonight. And hopefully I can take a tour here soon. I know I've been on your page for a while talking about it and thinking about it, just trying to get that courage to finally go ahead and go through it. So,
Well, I'm glad you called. Thank you for supporting the Manor and me. Now, what can I do to ease your mind, Michael, to get you here for a June tour? What can little old Russ do right now to make this happen, brother?
Man, I really don't know, man. I don't know. I'd like to do it. So I may have to message you here after the night. Go ahead.
What kind of reservations do you have? This is interesting to me. What's keeping you from doing the tour?
Honestly, I think not being able to breathe or being underwater, just something along those lines. I think that I just can't handle. I think that I would instantly quit. I don't want to quit. I just want to
right
give it.
Well, that's logical. You're smart there because there's going to be a lot of that going on.
Right.
You're going to be panicked and you're going to be in some really high stress environments and where breathing might be difficult, but I won't let you die, Michael. I'm gonna keep you around. I'm not gonna let you die, Michael. So but I will take you to the brink and I will make you think you might die in, but I promise you won't, and then afterwards we'll go out and have a pizza. Simple as that.
That sounds great.
Right on, brother. Well, you let me know if you want to do this at any time, and we'll make it happen for you. And I hope we see you down here soon.
All right, I appreciate it, and you have a good day.
Thanks, Michael.
Thanks, Michael.
All right, thanks.
Do you keep in contact with most of the people who do the tour?
Yeah, in the sense that I have them. And the answer is yes, because they do all their follow-on videos, and I ask questions, and I do all the normal things that just keep me out of trouble. I have to before I make a movie, I have to make sure that they answer a list of questions. Now, they can answer them any way they want to answer, but I send them a list of questions, and I need them to read and answer truthfully. Did this happen? Did that happen? Because of all the crazy stories that are surrounding McKamey Manor, I've learned throughout the years to really cover my bases well. And part of that is keeping in contact and making sure that people are okay. And I check on everybody after the tour. And, if that's contact, then that's contact. And then some people stay really big fans of mine, and they always have my back and let me know when crazy things are going on, or send me screenshots of things that are really over the line, like they love to do. So yes, and the fans out here in Tennessee have been really extra nice, I must say. The people who've gone through this tour, and I think part of it again is because we screened them properly out here. So we didn't get the crazies, we didn't get the ones who are looking to get beat up. We got a lot of women last time, and that's kind of where the problems come from, and the people the ones that we have problems with and the ones that the same names you keep bringing up, these women, we found out later, were basically, they had crushes on the ex-actors. And they wanted to get roughed up by them, and they wanted that world and to be in close proximity with them. And I was so, again, stupid and naive, I didn't understand that's what their end game was. And so I just learned about all this kind of different environment, about all the BDSM, and I really just truly, I'm pretty naive. Just learned this a short time ago, but that's what a lot of them were coming for, was to be with these actors, and that went way beyond my little noggin. So, and those are the ones who became unhappy, and but again, I wouldn't let that type of person into the haunt now, and that's why I'm really clear that if that's what you're looking for, you're not going to find it here. And so, just the screening process has kept those people away that are looking, to be beat up by the actors. That's not what it is.
50, so no 50 Shades of McKamey Manor.
No, and anybody can, that's the first thing when somebody sends me out a request, I have this cut and paste 2-page letter I send to them, and the first thing I say is, if you're coming here because you think it's this, then go someplace else. Now, there's haunts out there like that, and that's really, I'm kind of glad you brought that up, because I don't like being compared to other extreme haunts, because those haunts, like that one caller said, well, I'm a big fan and supporter of all. Well, those kind of haunts that those ex-actors do, for example, that's a hypersexual haunt where they're simulating doing really horrible things to people. And, it's like, that's not my cup of tea. And I'm not that. But if you want those kind of tours, my God, there's a lot of, copycat haunts out there that are one-trick ponies. And that one-trick pony is to simulate raping you and to stripping you down nude and making you suck on some really horrible things and pretending they're doing that and this to you. To me, that's not entertainment. That's not art. That's not creative. And that's the stuff that one caller a while back is talking about. And if that's your cup of tea, you won't find it here. And I don't even really want to be around those types of individuals. If that's how you are wanting to express yourself by doing that to others, that's not who I want to be around. And and you call me a prude if you want. You can go to that kind of thing, but you're not going to find it at McKamey Manor. McKamey Manor is very PG-13. There's nothing inappropriate. There's nothing, nothing sexual. There's no cussing allowed. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's a very PG-13 environment, but it's scary as all get out. And again, it all boils down to the talent of the people running the show is, can we deliver on the final product? And dang right we can. I don't care how tough you are, the biggest badass. You send me your biggest and baddest, I will break them without doing any of that stuff. And that's the magic behind the Manor. And I'm pretty impressed with that. And I'm feel pretty happy and pretty proud of myself that I'm able to do that. That's pretty cool.
And I know I've covered this before, but you just said there about big badass and breaking him. Besides getting that on video and people seeing, is there anything about you personally that is satisfying about breaking down someone who is physically big and would be imposing otherwise?
It's satisfying to the extent that when they come in, they think that they're all that in a bag of chips. Sure. So it's only fun because I know my trait well, and it's satisfying to see it work on anybody. I mean, and in particular, these big, rough and tough guys, the big beards and the tattoos, and it's more of a challenge for me. You betcha. So it's satisfying, yeah, because that's like, wow, that's pretty flippin' cool that these tricks that I know will work on anybody and everybody. And so, it's satisfying because of that, but I'm not like hee ha ha about it. I'm here to do a job, and I'm here to entertain those folks too. I want them to leave like, damn it, that's amazing. How did you do that? I never thought in a million years you'd get inside my head, but you did. So that's where the satisfaction comes from. And you shake their hand, give them a hug, and say, hey man, it was great. Come back and do it again. And they're like, no, I'm not doing it again. And, and that's pretty dang cool too, when these big rough and tough guys are like, once was enough. Thank you very much. And, and then I say, so am I serious when I tell people don't do this? You really don't. And they say, damn right you're serious. You need to listen to Russ. He means it when he says you really don't want to do this. So, yeah, there's some satisfaction there, but it's just because it's nice having this skill that I have, and so that's what's satisfying,
Where did the skill and those tricks come from? Is it something you learned along the way, or something you just inherently had?
I think it's a little bit of both. I've always been an entertainer, so that's just been my life. When I was a kid, singing, playing guitar, bands, theater arts. I was in a lot of movies as a kid. I was part of a casting agency, did a lot of extra work, and trying to break into showbiz and theater arts major. So I just like to entertain. So I like to act. So, and I'm a big student of film. I love film. I love cinema, and I try to make my tours very cinematic. I want you to believe you are in a movie. I want it to have that tone to it. I want to have that vibe to it. And so I think I learned a lot just by being a good character of watching, of imitation, Alfred Hitchcock and film noir movies of the 40s and 50s, black and white editing, strange angles, I like that. Lighting, that's the kind of stuff I like. And I think I learned a lot from guys like Orson Welles. And, that's what I'm not a fan of horror films, really. I'm not a blood and guts kind of guy, but I am a big cinema fan. Like one of my favorite directors is Sam Peckinpah, who did a really, fantastic, my favorite movie of all time called The Wild Bunch, 1969. Breakout genre movie, a Western with, all these big stars that you'd all know if you saw it. But I like that kind of stuff. But I learned from that. And I incorporated the haunt when I started making it into something not just horror, but just very outside of the box. And then my brain just does the rest. It's really unique. I never rehearse. It doesn't matter what show I have. I rehearse inside my head. So I sit up at night. I never go to sleep. That's the problem. I never sleep. And at night is when I get all my ideas, what I want to do, how I want to run the stunts, what I want to build. And I rehearse and rehearse and rehearse inside my noggin to where it's like I'm right there. I really am like an out-of-body experience where I'm seeing what works and what doesn't work and why that won't work if I do this and do that, and where the audience needs to be. I mean, it's really a really, complicated type of this disassociation thing that I do when I do this brain thing. And then when it comes right down to it, when I actually do that particular stunt, it's never failed. It's always worked exactly like I figured out finally by working the bugs out in my little brain, and it's worked out magically. And that's a really exciting thing to do. I know it's bizarre as all get out, but that's how I come up with all this stuff and then rehearse it inside my little twisted little brain, and it has never failed me yet. So it's goofy, but it works though.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if it's good or bad, but it's bizarre.
This might be a weird question, but has doing the Manor affected how you enjoy movies? Because just watching the videos, you're there with real, like, raw emotion. Does that desensitize you to emotion that you would see in a movie because it's fictional, it's acting?
Oh, God, no. I'm the biggest crybaby. Oh, no. Shoot. Just ask Holly or anybody that knows me. I'll sit and cry at any TV show, a commercial, a movie. I'll be bawling my eyes out. I am the most emotional guy. I get so sucked in to what's on the screen. I mean, I'm the best guy to go through a haunted house because I'm living it. I'm there. I love to put myself in that situation. I want to be entertained. And so I'm not that guy that's walking around going, oh, hi, you're not scary. I'm the guy that wants to get scared. And I do get scared. I want to be in that world. I want to be jumping out of my socks, man. I want to have emotion. I want to be tearing up. I want to be crying. That's who I am. I'm a very sensitive lad, actually, in real life. And because of that, I get drawn into anything very easily. So, yeah. If anyone knows me is like, Russ, quit your freaking crying, dude. It's a commercial, but yeah. So, yeah, I'm not desensitized at all. It's just the opposite. I love getting involved in things. It's an escape, you bet.
We do have one more caller here. 614 area code. Who are you?
Hey, what's up? I'm Ryan.
How's it going, guys?
Hey, now, how you doing?
Oh, excellent. So just real quick, some background. Came across McKamey Manor from a friend of mine named John. Been following ever since. It's the most interesting thing I think I've ever seen. It's very interesting. You have my attention, and I like to follow it. It's very, very interesting. Hearing your thoughts
Thank you.
Especially with cinema. And your movies, I can't even tell you how many of your films that I've watched over and over again because they're so gruesome and they really kind of make my stomach turn. And it's like, it's so real. And it's like, this cannot be real, but it's real, but it's not.
It is real. I think that's what makes it fascinating is that it is real. So when you're seeing that stuff, we all can make out when emotion is fake and when it's real. And with my movies, that's real fear, real emotion, real terror.
Sure.
And that's just something you can imitate. Now, I do want to say, Ryan, make sure you're watching the right YouTube channel. If you're not, you're not.
You. I'm watching the right ones. I got you. I'm watching the right ones for sure.
Okay.
So I had a question because this is like right now this is just more of a rumor. I don't know if it's true or not.
Okay.
And I might have a follow-up question depending on how you answer this. Is it true when you do have contestants go into the Manor, do they sign a non-disclosure agreement?
Yes, absolutely true.
They do. Okay.
They sign.
So
here's what they sign. I'll real quick. The first thing they sign is paperwork saying I can film every minute of their time here. So it's a photo thing. The next thing they sign is that lengthy non-disclosure. And then they sign a non-disparagement saying they can't talk trash about me. And then they sign the waiver. And then they sign a standalone contract that says I can start the show. Now, as we know, we get a lot of haters and stuff. And if I really wanted to, take that non-disclosure to the limit and sue them for $50,000, which is what it says on there, I guess I could. But it doesn't really matter to me because all the haters do is just give me more publicity. So, that's kind of where that stands. But anyways, go ahead, Ryan. Gotcha. But yes, they do sign.
Okay, cool. So that confirmed that. So with that being said, would you allow anybody to take the tour and waive the non-disclosure agreement and do it straight up? So if they wanted to go out and talk about the experience, they could go out and talk about it. Like if from a journalistic perspective or anything like that, would you allow anything like that to occur?
No, and the reason why it all boils down to you. I want you to have that magic. I don't want to ruin it for somebody else. And so if we did that, then, we would lose the magical thing that is McKamey Manor. I mean, the magic behind it and why you're so interested in it is because you just don't know what's going on.
I don't know.
It's like, what the heck? You know? So we don't want, that's why.
It's driving me nuts.
Exactly. And that's why I've turned down literally $1 million venues for TV shows. I mean, I'm not saying they'd offer me $1 million, but they've offered me TV shows from Universal, Sci-Fi Channel, NBC, and I've turned them all down because they all want to do the same thing. They want to give away the magic, and they want it to be a behind-the-scenes reality show where they're seeing a bunch of conflict, and then some of the tour. I don't want to spoil it for guys like you, Ryan. I want you to be like, going to your grave like, damn, is that really, is this real? Is it not? Because it's super exciting for me to know that when I'm dead and gone, people are still going to be talking about the manor because I never gave away the secrets. So it's not about the money. It's about respect for you guys and keeping that entertainment factor up. And that's what it's all about.
If I'm able to comment real quick, I guess that is my biggest that is my biggest hesitation, I think, and I feel like from watching like the comments, because I kind of silently sit there and watch, but I think that's just such the biggest hesitation for so many people, and the people who do end up showing up, who decide like, yeah, they take your advice and go, you probably don't want to do this. They're like, yeah, I'm gonna bow out. I feel like that's the biggest hesitation, is just the unknown, and seeing those videos that are so painful. They look so painful, so brutal and intense. Diving into that unknown, and a very, very, very scary unknown, is just the biggest, that is the biggest pushback. It's one of the reasons why I cannot make a decision to make the trip and do this thing, because it's just such a big black hole of what the heck. and that's why I can never participate.
Well, I hope you do participate, but you hit it right on the money, and that's why, the stuff you don't see that the people that come here know about and they find out about, that's what just freaks them the hell out. They go, no, I didn't know that. What? So when they're going through that waiver, that legally I really have to explain to you line by line in a very simple, I'm a simple man, Ryan, so I got it written out very, very plain language, because you need and I need to understand that you know what you're getting into. And that's when they realize that, holy, yeah, it's covering my ass, but it's also, I don't want them to get hurt, and they need to understand that this is some scary shit they're going to do, and it's real. And that's the thing that's why so many people turn away, when they do. And that may happen to you too, or you may say, you know what, let's just roll with it, let's do it. But I can promise you, you will know what's coming your way. And I'll even give you choices. I'm like, during the show, do you want to do this? Or you want to do that? I got a stunt, I got a breaker. I'll give you all these different choices of what I'm going to put you through. But it doesn't matter, because they're all so freaking scary, and they'll all do the same thing. They will mess you up mentally and in some ways physically as well. So they will all deliver, but that's it. You hit it right on the nail.
Gotcha.
And
Hey, thank you for taking my questions, man. Really, really, really do appreciate it.
Thank you, Ryan. I appreciate you being a big call.
Oh, absolutely. Take it easy, guys.
Thanks for calling, Ryan.
You got it.
Yeah. So the website you have, people. You said you're making a lot of money, but people can rent the videos. Have you ever thought of having a subscription website where people can subscribe for whatever amount a month, and you can get all the content?
Well, I did, but I don't think I put new content out enough to be fair to them, because literally it takes. This last movie I'm working on, the Christmas movie, with the boys in Sloss Furnace, which is a haunted house out here. I've been working on that since December, and so it's because of all these shows I'm doing. It just takes a long time to make these films. So I feel like I was actually ripping them off if I did a subscription thing. I was not able to get enough content in there. Because literally here's the thing. I probably, if I was smart, I'd just stop doing tours and spend the next 10 years getting caught up on movies. Because I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of films that I need to produce. And I hope I can get them done before I kick the bucket. You know, or I'm going to have Holly make them for me. She's right here. But so that's why I'm doing the pay-per-view thing. You know, and again, I'm not making money on it. You know, it's like, you know, $3 per 4-hour movie or something. Big whoopee whoop. And to be honest, most people won't even pay the $3. They'll watch all the free stuff, but it's there for the diehard fans if they want it. And you know, but I'm not going to get rich. You know, it's funny. I've had that pay-per-view thing up the last 3 months. And I think I made a whopping $140 in 3 months when it cost me $70 a month to keep it running. So again, I am a bad businessman. I am not very smart. You know, people like free stuff, but they don't want to pay. Just like, you know, they don't want to pay to come to the haunt, but they'll give donations, and that's fine. And I understand that's just human nature. And clearly, if you know me, as I'm laying on the floor right here on my blow-up bed, you know I'm not about the money. You know, so, and that's just kind of where I'm at in the stage of life. I'm just really enjoying meeting all these people, but it is crazy. I mean, you know, seriously, guys, I got the law looking at me at every move I make. They'll be listening to this video right here. They track everything. They keep making all, you know, they're trying to build a case against me. And this continues on, and this is the same way in San Diego and Arizona and New York and all these places we've been. And it's just amazes me that they don't get it either. But it's just all part of the game, I guess. I don't know.
Uh-huh. Now you said that you had like people come to you for the TV. What was it that made you do the documentary?
Oh, okay, yeah, that's interesting. So John Schnitzer for Haunters, The Art of the Scare, he was done with his film. He was like, all right, we're done, we're finished. We filmed Universal and Notch, and I've been filming for a couple of years. And then he heard this crazy rumor, like, there's this thing called McKamey. What? That can't be true. There's no such, that can't be real. And so then he came out to see me, and he was so scared that he actually... you know, his wife and him had to check in. He thought he was going to get killed here and buried in the backyard. It was funny. That's a funny story too. But he found out that, wow, this place really does exist. Are you kidding me? And then he filmed for a solid year here. He filmed more here than any place else. Now, I will say that all of the inside footage that you see during the show, that's all my footage, because he had a hard time filming inside the tour. It was so upsetting to him. He couldn't even stand it. It was like, made him sick, and it scared him, and the smells and everything. He couldn't out handle it. So all that wild footage you see, that's all my footage that I gave to him to use. You know, he did, of course, all the interviews and all that. Did a great job putting it together, but he was even too much for him as a filmmaker. But I didn't want to do it. But he was very convincing and really spent a lot of time talking me into giving him full access, because I did not even want to do that. I didn't want to give away what was going on. But he was like, he assured me that it would be a really class act, and that, you know, he wouldn't give away too much. And, you know, we knew I was going to be the villain, because that's just clear. Every movie has to have a villain. And we know, he knew, I know, we all know I'm controversial, and people either love me or hate me. And so we knew that was going to be the outcome. Now, I had no idea, knowing I was going to be the focus of the film at all. I didn't know how much we were going to be in, but it's just kind of logical, because how do you like put the genie back in the bottle by showing a little bit of McKamey Manor, and then like going, okay, we're not going to show any more of that. Let's just show all these other haunts of boo-boo, this, that. You can't do that. Because once you show something as interesting as what we do, you either kind of got to don't show it at all, or you got to kind of go with it and keep building and building and building. And that's what he did. Like, I loved his third act he did. the third act I thought was really freaking pretty scary. And he did just that. He built upon, what we do. So I got to give him credit for that. But I had no idea. I saw it for the first time just a short time ago. I wasn't privy to knowing how it was turning out because it was filmed a long time ago. It took years, and so I had no idea. But yeah, I didn't want to do it, but he was just a slick talker, and he got me to do it. And I'm glad I did it now. And when I first saw it, I cried I didn't know the stuff about my dad was going to be in there and all that. Shoot, I was bawling like a baby at a premiere. I didn't know that was going to be in there. And but I'm glad I did it though. It was. Would I do it again? Yeah, I don't. In fact, I can tell you no. I would not ever give away the magic again. But the reason why it's okay is because the haunt is nothing like that now. So I don't want to give it away the way it is now, because it really is the best it's ever been. It's the most magical now, and it's just the best. I mean, it's the best, and I don't want to give that ever away again. So I'm glad I did it because all that rigmarole happened, and all the stuff getting stolen, and the actors doing this and that, and it all worked out for the best because I'm with the best woman in the world here now. Again, I'm out here doing what I love. I'm retired at 59 years old. And I got, good 30 years of doing this stuff now. And I'm a blessed guy. I'm a lucky guy. But I don't want to give the secrets away again. So there you go.
I gotcha. And did that help? Did it? I know everyone knew. Well, not everyone, but did it bring more attention to the manor? Did you see more people paying attention to it online and trying out to take the tour?
Absolutely.
You still there?
Absolutely. You still there?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yep. I got slammed. I mean, I probably get on a daily basis between 75 and 120 emails from the website to go through it. Now, once they find out the requirements and whatever else, then those get dwindled way down. But yeah, I get a ton of website requests a day to go through. And then I send them that blanket little 2-page thing saying, it's not this, and you need to have all these requirements, no drugs. But after the movie, I was getting literally 500 a day. It was crazy. So that was fun, and that was neat. But, it still takes the search. You still got to whittle through the right person to come through here. But yeah, it gave me a lot of attention. But everybody knew who it was anyways. I mean, so, when you click in a haunted house, extreme, scary, frightening, whatever it is, it's always McKamey Manor that comes up. Yeah. And that wasn't by design. That was just because of those movies that I made, and they went viral, and they just caught on worldwide. And so I don't have to advertise or do anything else. People just know what McKamey Manor is. For better or for worse, they know, and they'll know when I'm long gone. So that's pretty cool, and I'm very proud of that. And so all these haters and all the people, it's funny, all the people all the haunt industry hates you. That's not true. Man, when I go to these big conventions at Trans World and stuff, I'm swamped. It's like nonstop people wanting to get their picture taken with me and an autograph and wanting to talk about everything. And I even made a movie about it called The Fan Tribute, this last one. Just because I appreciate their support. I didn't get anybody, say, I hate you guys when you're bringing down the haunted. Nobody will ever say that to me. But you hear these rumors that they think that, but it's just jealousy. It's because you got to think outside the box. That's what I've done. You got to create something new and unique. That's what I've done. I've always done that. And they do the rest of it in their head. They think that I'm this evil guy, and I'm not. But that's what they want to believe. And they only wish that they had all that publicity that I get. But, you know, I'm not doing this for the fortune of it. I mean, again, I can make money with this. So I think I do it for the right reasons. I do it because it's a real passion of mine, and I'm putting my money where my mouth is. Like, I'm supporting this thing with my savings account all these years, and I'm not trying to make money. I do this because I really love it, and I love to entertain, and I love the fans and the haters alike. So I'm kind of doing it for the right reasons. So all those naysayers who are out there trying to make a buck on it, that's fine, and good for them. But I'm not trying to make a buck. I'm just trying to be the best I can be, and I think we're accomplishing that.
Yeah, I think it was about 3 years ago or so. I think when I heard about it, and it was starting to be talked about a lot online. And I remember on our Facebook group page, it was a big debate. There's people who were like, this guy should be shut down, and even former co-hosts here on the show was like that. And then other people were like, if you like it or not, the people are wanting to go on it, so you shouldn't stop people from doing what they want to do. But it's a big thing.
Oh yeah.
And I think the documentary though did open it up to a different audience, like my mom now knows about it because she watches stuff on Netflix, and she wouldn't have known about it before. So I do think it's opened it up to a different audience that aren't on.
Yeah.
You know. Did
your mom like it? What did your mom think?
Well, she said, I told her I was having you on. She's like, you're having that crazy guy on from. I was like, yeah. Well, she's a crazy guy. She said the guy from the crazy haunt, which there is a difference because I don't think you come off as crazy on the document, which is interesting because there's a contrast between you and the haunt and the manor.
Oh yeah. It's I mean, you guys, it's all about putting your logic cap on. I mean, logically, if I was really this crazy guy that they think I am, first off, I'd be locked in. I'd be put away. You know, I'd be in jail someplace. I'd have lawsuits against me. The police would bang on my door. I mean, granted, they're watching me. I mean, and they're waiting for me to mess up, and that's kind of scary. But so far, that hasn't happened. And so that's the logic part of it. That if I was really this person they think I am, I wouldn't be around doing this, right? And but some people can't wrap their head around that. And I don't get it, but I do get it because look, between you and me, I like being the puppet master with people. I get a lot of entertainment by throwing stuff out there and seeing if they're going to bite and run with it. And I do get pleasure out of going, yep, there they go again. Oh my God, they're running with this one now. And so when people call me the puppet master, that's kind of an accurate description. They also call me the William Castle of haunts. I don't know if you guys know who William Castle is.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
He was,
with the 13 ghosts.
You know who he is?
The buzzer and the seats and everything. Right.
Yeah, you got it. So he loved all that inventive audience participation stuff. There's a great movie called The Spine Tingler, documentary about him. It's really good. And so he's like my idol. If you ask, who's your idol? Who you kind of base things off of? It's William Castle, because he was so doggone creative about what he was doing, and I just like to follow in that pathway. I just love that kind of stuff. I like thinking outside the box, and so that is doggone entertaining to me for sure.
You mentioned pro wrestling earlier, and I know it's in a different context, but it's a similar idea because I don't think really anyone now thinks like wrestling is real. But back in the day, it was always, even if you didn't think it was real, maybe this part's real, maybe this part isn't, whatever. And I think that's when you're watching this, like you said, you're not going to kill anybody, but obviously some things are real, and you don't know the extent of what's real and what isn't. So it really has, like you said, the magic to it, a mystery to it.
Yeah, well, and that's a really good metaphor because, even though wrestling isn't real, the artistic, the artistic physicality of the whole thing, that's real. Those guys are really doing these crazy stunts, putting themselves in danger, whether it's staged or not, it's still very physical, and they have to be skilled to do that. And that's kind of like the manor. I mean, you're not going to die but you've got to be skilled to run the show the way I do in order to get the results that I get. And so that's when I say it's smoke and mirrors, but at the same time, it's 1,000% real. And you can't fake, like we were talking about earlier, you can't fake emotion. And I'm all about emotion. Whether it be, me boo-hooing or anything else, I like emotion. So I like up close and personal, and that's why my camera work is the way it is. I want to see that stuff coming out of that person, because you can't fake it. You can't, I don't care who you are. Meryl Streep's not going to fake that. You're either scared out of your mind or it doesn't ring true to the audience. And I think that's what resonates with McKamey Manor, is that, damn, that stuff's really happening. And yes, you're right. It's really happening. But again, they're going to be A-okay. So I think that's a great metaphor between wrestling and what we do. But I am saying what you see on film is real McCoy. Now, what you don't see is me helping them out, stopping the tour, giving them water, giving them Gatorade, making sure they got a rest period, making sure that things are okay, that their arm is all right, and their knee is good, and we babying them and putting blankets on them. You don't see that stuff, but cause that wouldn't make it an interesting movie. But behind the scenes, that's what's happening, and we are looking out for our people. But don't tell anybody that.
That's why we saved that for the end of the show here. It's over 3 hours. So.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Only the hardcore guys who made it this far into the show. But I do want to thank you for coming on. And I didn't expect to be here 3 hours, but that's really cool of you, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. It was fun, man. And I apologize for a lot of that inside baseball, soapbox stuff. That's no fun for your audience to have to dig through and hear. But, that's part of McKamey Manor. That's what the haters do. And so you heard it, folks. You got it firsthand.
Uh-huh.
And if anybody has any questions, you literally can call me. I will give you my phone number. Here it goes, 858-335-9670. Or you can, go to the website, McKameyManor.com, and send me a post, through the contact page. Same thing if you want to take the tour, go there as well. But I really am an open book. And, and I don't have any skeletons in my closet. Unfortunately, not unfortunately, but I really am a goody-good kind of guy. So I don't have a lot of that stuff. And I will answer any and all questions, even when they get as redundant and people just keep saying the same thing over and over and over. Okay, that's fine. We'll go over it again and again. But yeah, so I don't have anything to hide at all. The guy you're talking to right now, this is me. This is it, for better or for worse. And give me a holler. I'll talk with anybody.
Very cool. And about what you said about emotion, I couldn't agree with more. Some people, I like a lot of weird movies, and people say, why do you like a movie like Salo or a Serbian film? Because there are just very dark and stuff. But I always think any type of art, doesn't have to be a movie, that elicits any type of emotion is worth watching or looking at. And it doesn't always have to be a positive emotion. It can be a negative emotion. But I think any type of emotion that actually makes you feel something is worth something.
Yeah, I mean, like for example, you mentioned the Serbian films. Those are things I can't deal with because they involve children, and even though it's not real, but just the whole fact, I'm super protective of kids and animals and stuff. So any kind of movie that shows or suggests harm to, especially in a sexual nature of those kind of films. Those things are those are horrible to me. So that's why I say I'm not your typical haunter. Because a lot of haunters like that kind of stuff. But man, those kind of things I just think are so not okay. But but I hear what you're saying. I threw that in there.
Right, sure. No, I am the first to admit it's definitely not a movie that's for everybody. So, and I have noticed throughout doing the show, it's mostly people that have kids who have a much more adverse opinion of Serbian film, which stands to reason, because it would be more connected to.
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah, I just, there's certain things are off limits to me, to where I don't want to, there's so much real bad stuff out there in the world, and that's why I don't do like the other haunts. We all know people who've been hurt, abused, either ourselves, our family member, our friends. We know how it destroys lives, and that's why I'm so against these other haunts that do that simulate that kind of stuff, because it's like, why would you really put somebody back in that world? Because there's so much of that's real horror. We're doing make-believe horror. But when you're putting people back into that world of sexual abuse and stuff, and then if it's about kids or animals, like, holy crap, now it's like, get me the hell out of here, because that's my biggest advocacy, is protecting children and animals. And even if it's make-believe, I don't want anything to do with that, So yeah, that's how I kind of roll with all that.
Gotcha. All right. Well, again, though, I appreciate you coming on, and it's I'll talk again sometime.
Sure. All right. Anytime. Let me know. Okay.
All right. Very good. All
right, pal. You take care of yourself.
You as well.
This is Stephen Razor. As you know, I hate human beings, and you are listening to withoutyourhead.com.